From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. You're in the building with it. Oh, let me get my stuff together now. Got some stuff to talk about. And we gonna talk about it. Cause I'm still hyped, man. And well, man, I am still hyped. I am still hyped from this. Woo-wee! Yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is, man. Dr. PGNGM, yep. The doctor's in the house. What it do? What it do? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We are in the building. And el edificio. For my Spanish speakers out there, I'm talking about. So, check this out. Let me get my lights together so y'all can see me. Y'all can see me. Y'all can see me. Hold on. Set up the show, man. Oh my goodness, man. Yo, it's crazy. It never ceases. Just like boxing, you know. I love boxing, man. Yes, last night was a reminder as to why I love boxing. You see what I'm saying? Last night was a reminder as to why I love boxing. I don't need a reminder, but it's just another reminder. You know, it's just the uncertainty of it. You know, no matter how much people think they know, sometimes you just don't know. Ain't no experts in this game called life. You know what I'm saying? We take the information in front of us and we apply it and use it to the best of our ability, but we don't know nothing. Devin was on his knees for that's crazy, Leo. Come on, don't do it like that. What up, Leo? And Leo in the building. What's good? You know, and it just never ceases to amaze that no matter how many, there's a category in boxing called upset of the year. And even though there's a category, people still respect boxers and act like upsets don't exist and they don't happen. Granted, they don't happen very often, but they happen often enough for us not to disregard it and not to be disrespectful of these combatants. Now, Ryan Garcia was a little different because of his erratic behavior. So people were like, dang, you know, there's no way you can balance all of that. You know, I was pleasantly surprised. I still don't think that he was fully trolling. I still think he has some stuff going on, you know. He had a lot of stuff on his plate with the fight. And then, you know, he wanted, you know, he didn't necessarily want to fight Devin Haney. And then he also, what was it? You know, he just recently had a divorce, right? So there's a lot of things this man is juggling, you know. And but I have to commend him, you know. I have to applaud him. He did a good job handling business and compartmentalizing things. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy, bro. Ryan Garcia, and people still disrespected him, saying, oh, he came in heavy. It wasn't an even playing field. It wasn't an even playing field. I saw that. I could believe someone said, I said it wasn't an even playing field.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh my God. That joint had me so bad, bro. Smoochie in the building. Your bud, I appreciate it, Smoochie. Shout out to Smoochie. Let's get right. It wasn't an even playing field like Smoochie in the building. Let's get right. How is it not an even playing field? With who? You talk about, there's two people that are notorious. Whether you agree with it or not, I'm not saying I necessarily agree with it, but it's a fair assessment, no matter what side of the fence you on. So there's two people that have been accused of being a weight bully throughout their careers, most recently, right? Number one is David Benavidez, and number two is Devin the Dream Haney. He was accused of being a weight bully not only with Kambosos. He was accused of it for Lomachenko, and he was also accused of it for Regis Prograis. He came in against Regis Prograis for a fight at super lightweight, at 140. He came in at 165. That's 3 pounds away from Canelo them. That's where Canelo them fight at, super middleweight. So if you want to say that, oh, it was unfair, he came in weight on purpose, yeah, he was taxed for that. He was taxed $500K per pound. That's simple math. 500K 3 times is 1.5 million. So when you want to decide these things, you can't have it both ways. You can't say, oh, people like Tank are soft for having a rehydration clause, but then on the other side, you're saying, oh, Ryan Garcia, he cheated because he uses weight bully tactics. These are all part of the negotiations. They negotiate weight, they negotiate catch weight, they negotiate money, they negotiate the ounce of gloves they use, they negotiate who comes in and out first, they negotiate all types of things. You know what I'm talking about? The revenue split on the back end and the front end. They negotiate all these things. So once you sign those terms, it is what it is, daddy. And you know what I'm talking about? Hey, sometimes when you use your strategy and your tactics, they get flipped on you. You can't. I'm sorry, but you know, like I said, I keep it so fair, man. Bentley in the building was good. Ryan made me proud. Ryan made me money. You know what I'm talking about? He ain't make me much, but you know I didn't bet much. But Dodo Flump said they should be at 147. To be honest, I don't care where they're at. That's the thing. I don't care. That's inconsequential. Stop adding extra stuff and stop adding your emotions to the fight. It don't matter where they fought at 140. I don't care where they should be at. I don't care where they could be at. I don't care. You know what I'm talking about? I don't care. This is where they fought at, and the better man won. That's it. When Devin Haney wins, it's okay. The better man win. I didn't say much about him against Regis Prograis. You know, he came in at 165. I made a video about it. I said, yeah, man, he came in heavy, but at the same time, it's crazy that he moved up in weight to fight Regis Prograis, who was supposed to be the bigger man, and he came in way bigger than the bigger man. But he won. Those are part of the terms. That's what you sign up for. You know what I'm talking about? We're grown men here. If you don't understand the terms of your contract, hire a lawyer and have somebody explain it to you. You know what I'm talking about? So do your due diligence, man. We not gonna holler about weight, because when somebody does implement a rehydration clause like Tank, that people say that's cowardly. So then you don't implement a rematch clause. Now you're saying, oh, it was unfair. But when Devin Haney, he employs the same exact tactics. So we just got to keep it 100. I don't care I don't care if you like Haney, you dislike Ryan, you dislike Tank, or whatever it is. Just be honest. You know, just be honest. I know being honest is kind of hard in this day and age, especially on the internet. But it doesn't matter. Like they asked Bill about the extra weight, he just walked away. Ryan, you can't say nothing. Payday nerd, what's good? The face of boxing is unclear. I agree with that. No, I disagree with that. I don't think the face of boxing is unclear. Sorry, I answered too fast. Ryan has a John Jones effect with the coke. He said, bro, I'm not adding anything. I'm just saying they both big. So 140. I don't care about that. I don't care if you added nothing or not. I said what I said. So the point is that whether they fought at 140, whether they both should be at 147, it doesn't matter. Stop adding things and try to take away people's wins and people's victories. It's like Tim Bradley. You know, I rock with Tim Bradley. I think he's a great commentator. You know, and I mean that's the thing too. You don't have to agree with somebody to think that they're great or for them to be good or bad. You know, Tim Bradley said he wasn't going to commentate anymore. Which of course he was just talking, but if Ryan Garcia wins, so this is sports, right? Everybody's gonna have their opinion. I think it's okay, like, to pick who you like or who you think's gonna win. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you count somebody out and you do it in a disrespectful manner, that's when people take notice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of people were disrespecting Ryan Garcia, saying that he was disrespecting the sport, and I do think that drinking the beer and coming on scale, I thought that was disrespectful and a little bit too far. But everybody handles things differently. You know what I'm saying? There's more than one way to skin the cat. You know, I'm just happy for Ryan Garcia. You know, respect to Devin Haney. He demonstrated some grit for sure. He demonstrated warrior, which I don't think anybody would question that. He demonstrated warrior mentality. He got up off the floor. He could have folded. You know, he did his thing, but he lost. And you know, to that night, it's hard to say. I don't take away anything. Okay, I got you. I think the result is the same at 147. I don't know about that, Dodo. I don't know if the results is, well, yeah, between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, because he doesn't have a chin. So I don't think him coming up. My point is that I don't think him coming in 3 pounds heavier is that big of a deal, because he paid for it and it's 3 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney seemed like he rehydrated fine, and I just don't want people to take away. I mean, they do the same to Tank. You know what I'm saying? When Tank beat Ryan Garcia, they say, oh, it's because of the rehydration clause. Ryan Garcia didn't have to fight. Do I think that Ryan Garcia would perform better without it? Of course. But people also need to stop coming in and stop trying to kill themselves to make a weight that they shouldn't be fighting at, like, which is what Dodo Flump is saying. They should be at 147. And maybe there's some truth to that. But we're not going to say that right now in this moment, because that's whether it's your intention or not. And I'm not talking to you, Dodo Flump. I'm talking to people. I'm just speaking in generalities now. Whether your intent is to discredit somebody or not, that's exactly what it's doing. Because people have been doing this for years and they should stop it. You know what I'm saying? They should bring back same day weigh-ins like they used to have it. Oh, people say they want old school boxing rules, but they don't know, or they don't know, or they're just maybe disingenuous and dishonest people. But if you bring back old school boxing rules, you'll be fighting at the weight classes you're supposed to be at. So Devin Haney would not be fighting at 140 or 135. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia would not be fighting at there either. But the thing is that these people, they try to get it's strategic, right? And I'm not knocking it. You know, that's what you do. That's what you want to do. That's what you do. But when it's on the other side now, when the coin flips and now you're not the beneficiary of these tactics, you cannot then complain. And shout out to Devin Haney. I have not heard him. Well, I heard him say that he wants a rematch when they make weight. So that's kind of hinting towards it too, which I think he should be quiet, because he came in way heavy against D Regis' program, regardless of whether you make weight that night or the night before the weigh-in. If you bring back old school boxing rules, these people that are killing themselves to make a weight to be bigger than their opponents, you wouldn't be able to do that as easily. You know what I'm saying? For Floyd, people talk about Floyd Mayweather a lot. The reason why I think he's a GOAT is because he was in boxing shape year round. He fought at 147. He walked around at 147. You see what I'm saying? Even Pacquiao for the most part fought at his weight that he walked around at. I'm not saying that you have to be that extreme. You don't have to fight at the weight that you walk around at, but you shouldn't be killing yourself, you know what I'm saying, to the point where you look like a whole exoskeleton the night before the fight, and then you come back and then you look like a normal person again. Well, Devin Haney been looking like the Walking Dead for his last 4 fights at the weigh-ins. Go look at how Devin Haney looked against Kambosos at the weigh-in, Lomachenko at the weigh-in, and how he even looked against Ryan at the weigh-in for the 140. The man comes in looking like Morpheus because he don't even want to show his body. He can barely walk. You know what I'm talking about? So I mean, it's the pros and cons of it, you know. But what we're not gonna do, at least what I'm not gonna do, and what we're not gonna do on this channel, we're not gonna discredit Ryan. Ryan did his thing. Ryan won. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Arnold Barboza was terrible. They robbed the hell out of Sean McComb against Arnold Barboza. I think we know who's going to win between Rawley and Ryan. I think we know too. I think we know definitively, but I still like to see it. But there's no point now because Ryan won. So I think we were saying before, Ryan Garcia, if he would have lost to Devin Haney, a lot of people say that he should retire, and I disagree with that. I vehemently disagreed with that. I said that he can still fight Rawley Romero. That's still a good fight. And there's still some other people. You know, Ryan Garcia is good. I still maintain the same position that Devin Haney, I think he's a better fighter as far as skills goes, but skills aren't everything. You know, there's other attributes of being a boxer. That's life, man. You don't have to be like let's translate it to basketball. Steph Curry doesn't dunk at all. Is he not still one of the best basketball players? LeBron doesn't shoot threes to the effect of Steph Curry. Is he not one of the best basketball players? Giannis doesn't shoot at all. Is he not one of the best basketball players? So you don't have to do everything or have every attribute to be a great fighter. Maybe you have to have everything to be a complete fighter, but you don't have to be. You could maximize your talents, which is what Deontay Wilder did. Everybody knows Deontay Wilder's not the best boxer from a fundamental standpoint, but he maximizes talent of that right hand, that power, that equalizer in his right hand, excuse me, and his athleticism. Right? Manny Pacquiao, he wasn't the most fundamental boxer, but what he maximized his athleticism, his agility, his ability to have power in both hands, his ability to not get tired. The man never got tired. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You didn't see Manny Pacquiao just out there, not saying that he didn't use his jab sometimes, but you didn't see him out there outpointing somebody like Floyd. You know what I'm saying? It's just not what and then Floyd didn't really have knockout power, but Floyd could dominate a fight without knocking, just as impressively as somebody could knock out somebody. You know what I'm saying? As just as impressively as somebody who gets a knockout. Case in point, I always go back to this fight with Ricky Hatton. Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather both dominated Ricky Hatton. Some people think that Manny Pacquiao beat Ricky Hatton worse than Floyd. I always disagree with that, because people say that because Manny Pacquiao, I believe, knocked out Ricky Hatton in the second round, which was very impressive, and it was devastating. But if you look at Floyd versus Ricky Hatton, Floyd outclasses man for like 10 rounds. He even hit him with a check hook and made Ricky Hatton charge into the turnbuckle head first. Who the hell does that? He hit him with a check hook and moved out the way, and Ricky Hatton charged into a turnbuckle head first. If that's not impressive, that's like, you know what I'm saying? That's insane to me. So you don't have to do everything in the same manner to be impressive. It's called boxing, not knockout kings. There's plenty of ways to outbox somebody, you know? So I just think Ryan Garcia showed once again that no matter what it is on paper, you still have to fight in that ring. And Devin Haney, shout out to him, and shout out to Bill Haney, shout out to his team. Big salute to them. They did their thing, but I think it lets us know gives us a little bit more insight into what transpired between the Tank and Devin Haney. situation with that infamous sparring tape, right? Like that sparring tape. First of all, I don't like when they release sparring tapes anyway. I think that's an unwritten rule, you know. I just box amateurly, and I wouldn't release my sparring tape to embarrass somebody or whatever. But you know, it's a social media age now; it's different. But I think with Devin Haney and Tank, it validates and legitimizes, which I already thought was legitimate anyway. But what Adrian Broner was saying, like he had to save Devin Haney. Devin Haney was hurt in that sparring session. He was like, he stopped it because Devin Haney was getting hurt, and they would refute that all day. But we see that Devin Haney doesn't like to get touched. I mean, Jorge Linares stunned him, and he was essentially saved by the bell in that fight. Lomachenko, who's not known as a big puncher, he even stunned Devin Haney. He ain't stunned him to the capacity of Jorge Linares, but you know, he had him a little shook or whatever. So I just think, man, I think Devin Haney can bounce back. I'm interested to see who he's gonna fight next. I think he should get a tune-up. I really think he should maybe take a break. You know, and just reevaluate some things. I don't think it's over for him. One loss doesn't define your career, but I think it's gonna open up a lot of opportunities for him to approach the game differently. But it's also gonna open up a lot of opportunities for. Don't be surprised if everybody starts calling out Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying, or not even calling him out, just targeting him. You know, because it was already known that he didn't take pressure well. It was already hinted or suspected. Now it's out the gate in the open. You know what I'm saying? He's for lack of a better term, he's been exposed. Ryan slapped overrated Haney. What's up, some butthole? Fake undisputed? Nah, he's not a fake undisputed. Payday nerd, what's good? What's good? Haney is not a pound for pound fighter even before Devin Haney. I mean, before Ryan Garcia. I think that's debatable, but what's not debatable is that he's a fake undisputed. How can you be a fake undisputed? So, I mean, now you're just piling on. You know what I'm talking about? Devin Haney was the first. He was the youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era. How can you take that away? There's nothing to question about that. Now, if you want to question if it was a pound for pound fighter, I think he's still a pound for pound fighter. I don't think he's on the pound for pound list now, losing to Ryan Garcia in the fashion that he did. But I still think he could be a pound for pound fighter. Once again, you don't have to have every attribute to be successful in anything, especially not in boxing. So I think a lot of people still lose to Devin Haney. I'm not sure that Devin Haney still doesn't do well in the 140-pound division. You got to remember that he still has a belt. He retained his belt. That was just released by WBC president Marcus Soliman, that because the belt was not on the line. Usually when somebody doesn't make weight, I ain't gonna say usually, but a lot of times, often and not, when someone misses weight, the challenger misses weight, and if the challenger wins, then the belt becomes vacated. But this belt wasn't even on the line; it had no consequence. So he's still the champion at 140. So it's still Teofimo, it's still Devin Haney, it's still Subaru Matias, it's still Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Do I think Devin Haney could beat those other guys? Yeah, I still think he could beat them. I always said that I thought they'll all be tough fights. I don't know who wins, like who will be the favorite. I definitely don't think he's a favorite anymore, but I still think those are good fights. I think as much flack as Ryan Garcia gets, he's faster. He's faster than Subaru Matias. He's bigger than Isaac Pitbull Cruz. So they all offer their own challenges. Would I put my money on Devin Haney against those other champions now? I don't think so, but I always said that I think Devin Haney and Isaac Pitbull Cruz would be a good fight. You know, stylistically, you would think that Devin Haney would be able to outpoint him, but it's something to be said when a fighter is durable and they apply relentless pressure like Isaac Pitbull Cruz. So, and I think people overlook how well of a boxer Tank is. You know, to do that with a hurt hand, he didn't knock out Pitbull Cruz, but you don't have to knock out everybody. But that's why people were disappointed, because he didn't knock him out. They think he's knockout kings and not boxing, but he clearly outboxed Isaac Pitbull Cruz, and he demonstrated how good he was. And this is why I say it brings validation to Tank, not because of the rehydration clause or anything like that. But look what happened to the people that they would discredit Tank with. Isaac Pitbull Cruz, he's a champion now at a higher division. Mario Barrios, he has had success at two higher divisions at 147. And now Ryan Garcia, another Tank victim, if you will, he just beat Devin Haney, who's on every pound for pound list. You know, so I will say that I don't think we should be too hard. I'm not the biggest Devin Haney fan, but I'm unbiased. I don't think Devin Haney is a fraud. I don't think that he's a bad fighter. I still think he's more skilled than Ryan Garcia, but skill's not everything all the time. Let me catch you some message. Jansen in the building, my guy, man. Good to see you, brother. He said, CIE Fashion Magazine, what's good? Ryan should have been DQ'd for turning his back his opponent multiple times. Sean O'Malley, Klein in boxing? Yeah, Sean O'Malley is a UFC fighter, so I don't care about his opinion when it comes to boxing. He should have been DQ'd for turning his back. That's silly. I don't DQ'd for turning his back. No, he wasn't quitting. You get DQ'd for turning your back because you're retreating. He wasn't retreating. His Philly shell is just trash. His Philly shell is just trash. He should be DQ'd for having a trash defense. He was still getting hit, and the ref did the right thing. The ref wasn't stopping Devin Haney from pounding on Ryan Garcia's liver section. Pause. Yeah, that sounded crazy. Pounded in his guts. Hey, yo, hold on. I sound like Smooth.
What?
Yeah, that's crazy. But he was pounding on him, and the ref didn't stop it, rightfully so, because Ryan Garcia was, like you already said, Ryan Garcia was turning his back, and he was leaving his back open, and the ref was letting Devin Haney hit him. Now, if he was turning his back and the ref was stopping Devin Haney from hitting him, then that would have been a problem. But he didn't. I thought the ref, a lot of people are on the ref now, because I will say, Harvey Dock was showing Devin Haney some love. He was showing Devin Haney a lot of love. Some of those, it was officially, Devin Haney got knocked out 3 times. I think it really could have been a minimum of 4 or 5 times. Minimum of 4 times. So Harvey Dock actually saved Devin Haney from some knockdowns. So I would say that was a little shaky of his performance there. But other than that, it was a messy fight. So it was a hard fight to ref. You know what I'm saying? So I give Harvey Dock a salute. I do not think he should have took that point away from Ryan Garcia. But I think he's getting more flack than he should have, because Ryan Garcia clearly hit after the break. And, at boxing, people have got hurt like that. Like, people got disqualified. Like Roy Jones has been disqualified for doing something like that. I think it was against Montel. I can't remember the opponent. Montel something. And then also Andre Durrell. Arthur Abraham hit Andre Durrell and almost concussed him at the end of the round, hitting after the bell. So those things are very dangerous. So if you think about that and then consider all the erratic behavior and the nonsense that was going on circulating around the fight, and with Ryan Garcia's antics and instability in question, I think he did it. I don't have too much of an issue. I'm not saying it was the right thing to do, because typically you warn somebody before you deduct a point. But I'm not too mad at that. In the moment, I was like, "Oh, what you doing, man?" You know what I'm saying? But after you calm down and have your emotions settled and look at it analytically and unbiased, and I don't think it was too bad. And thankfully, it was inconsequential in the result of the fight. And then Devin Haney, I do think that Devin Haney should have been warned for excessive hugging. He was hugging like it was Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was doing excessive clinching. So I think that the ref should have warned Devin Haney. So there were some mistakes, but that was a hard fight to ref, admittedly. So, and I'm not a ref anyway. Okay, let me say, Devin ain't even 26 yet. Exactly. Thank you, supporter. He's not even 26 yet. Supporter in the building. And I'm not a big Devin Haney fan, but it is what it is. These are young men that put on a great show, and boxing. But hey, I don't know how people don't like boxing, man. That last night of boxing was fantastic, man. And it was another great reminder why I love boxing, man. He's fake undisputed because he didn't beat Tank. I agree, but he wasn't undisputed at you don't have to beat. They didn't have the belt, so that doesn't matter when it comes to determining undisputed. But I agree with you. He didn't beat Tank, and he didn't beat Shakur. But that's what they call the people's champ. So he's not the people's champ. But you can't argue if you have all 4 belts, you're undisputed. There's nothing to like, you add in emotions and feelings into that. There's nothing to add to that. If you have all 4 belts, whether you agree with it or not, you're undisputed. Like Canelo. Canelo didn't beat Benavidez. I want Canelo to fight Benavidez, but he doesn't have to beat Benavidez to be undisputed. He got undisputed and obtained undisputed when he beat Caleb Plant. It is what it is. That's the definition. Having all 4 belts. All right, undisputed. Lost to low, but real undisputed, someone like Lennox Lewis, a guy who beat everyone. Belts don't mean nothing. You can't say belts don't mean nothing and then say that people are real or fake undisputed. That's contradictory. So that's oxymoronic, right? What you just said. Yeah, but his defense works. He just practices his weak spot. I do agree that Lennox Lewis, that's my favorite heavyweight of all time. So I agree with that Lennox Lewis was a true undisputed, all that. There is no top 10 pound for pound, only 3 pound for pound fighters. I kind of agree with that, though. Top 10, sometimes they be reaching with all these pound for pound fighters. I think the top 3 pound for pound right now, even with Ryan Garcia's win, I still think it's Terrence Crawford number 1, Naya Inoue number 2, and Canelo number 3. And I think Tyson Fury's up there too. I think Tyson Fury is criminally put very low because of his bad performance against Ngannou, but I still think Tyson Fury is a number 1 heavyweight. Most people call it the number 1 heavyweight, but then they'll have Usyk higher on the pound for pound list than Tyson Fury. So it doesn't make sense to me, but I will say Usyk has looked very good, so I could kind of understand it, but I have Tyson Fury higher on the pound for pound list than Usyk. The ref did stop Haney from punching. No, he stopped them from punching when they're after a certain moment. He didn't stop him every time. He knocked him down 5 times, but Harvey called 2 K. Yeah, facts. I'm not gonna say that it should have been 5 knockdowns, Jansen, but it should have at least been 4. I don't even have a top 10 pound for pound. There's only 2. That's crazy. Devin thought he could walk Ryan down, but that's not his style. I'm not even sure. I think that Devin, I like that Devin did that, though. I like that Devin fought. You know what I'm saying? I like that Devin didn't shell up. I like that Devin try to impose his will and show that, hey, man, he believed in what he said. He said that Ryan Garcia is a C-level fighter and he's going to be better than him and he's going to expose it. And he believed it. I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? So if Devin Haney would have pulled a Shakur Stevenson, people would have been mad. So but he did try to fight, and he just wasn't the better man. And that's okay. You can, the people that don't read rule books. You can, the people that don't read rule books. I'm not sure what you're talking about. My bad. Harvey didn't even warn Ryan when he landed the illegal punch. That buys Haney a time. Right. So I was going to say, so the ref was he did some things in Haney's favor. He did a lot more things in Haney's favor than he did in Ryan. But he did some things in Ryan's favor too. Like, he allowed them both to get away with some shenanigans. Now, I will say this. Harvey didn't warn Ryan. But, like I said, he hit after the break. Yes, you get warnings, but that was a clear hit after the break. And I'm not necessarily mad at that, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not mad at it. Yes, like I already said, you should warn. But that was a clear hit after the break. I'm not too bad. He made another point that it did buy Haney some time to recover. Harvey Doc was looking out for Haney. I ain't gonna lie. The ref destroys Haney's momentum, stopping him from punching. The ref destroyed Haney's momentum. Says you turn your back, it's a TKO. No, it does not. Now you don't know boxing, bro. Relax. Every time you turn your back, it's not a TKO, bro. Every time you turn your back, there's warnings. There's plenty of times when Janabek turned around and basically ran from Ray Ford. You do not get a TKO every time you turn your back immediately. What was that one guy who just turned his back and was damn near outside of the ring and the ref gave him a warning and stopped it and let them get back to action? So I don't know what you're talking about right now. You're just making up stuff. So you got it, bro. I'll pay attention to people who just want to argue for the sake of arguing. We can have a discussion, but I'm not about to argue nonsense. So you got it. No, Google it. No, thank you. I'm good. You got it, bro. I could care less. I'm not asking you nothing. Trust me. You came here. I'm not asking you nothing. I wouldn't ask you anything. So let's get that clear right now. Don't ask you. Absolutely. I'm not asking you. I wouldn't ask you. So let's get that out the way right now. I wouldn't ask you a damn thing. I don't know you. All right, so yeah, like I was saying, it's a beautiful night of boxing. People are saying that he's a face of boxing, though. I think that's crazy. I'll be right back. Let me grab a water. All right. He said Tank knocked Shakur out of the ring. I agree. If Ryan didn't chill the round, he rocked Haney. He could even exactly. That's the thing. Ryan was so emotional. I feel like he was like so worried about celebrating, and he was erratic. That's why I give Harvey Doc the benefit of the doubt when he did take a point. Like I said, he did take the point early, but Ryan was being demonstrative, man. Like, we got to be fair too. It's not, some things aren't just as some things are black and white and clear, but some things are, you got to factor everything in. They didn't even have a face off because people were so worried about at the one press conference. They didn't even have a face off because people were so worried about the antics. So I can't be too bad at Harvey Doc for the point deduction. However, I do think he would show his love to Devin Haney. If Ryan didn't chill the round, he rocked Haney, he could even knock him out. Yeah, so I think Ryan was a little anxious. He has a little anxious energy, and I think that he was a little tired too. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he was in the best shape from an endurance standpoint. He said Tank knocked Shakur out the ring. I agree. What do you think, Doc? Is this upset of the year? Absolutely. I think it's upset of the year. I'm not gonna lie, Jen. I can't. The only thing that I could think that would beat this has already happened. It would have been Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury. If Francis Ngannou would have beat Tyson Fury, then that would have been the upset of the year. What else is gonna top this, Jensen? Ryan Garcia beat Devin Haney. Devin Haney was undefeated. Devin Haney's on everybody's pound for pound list. Devin Haney is the youngest undisputed champion of the 4-belt era. Devin Haney was just talking about being undisputed at 140 again. So, like, Devin Haney, and that's another thing too, you see? Eddie Hearn released that Devin Haney said he wanted to fight Sandor Martin next because Sandor Martin was his mandatory, but they paid him step-aside money to have the Ryan Garcia fight. And sometimes I'm a firm believer that you don't look past your opponents, man. Don't look past your current opponents. And, I think that's what happens, man. That's what happens. Frank versus Tank. Hey, and that's the thing. Tank versus Frank. Tank is talking a lot of trash. Y'all know I like Tank, man. But Tank better be careful because Frank the Ghost Martin is not a pushover. Frank Martin is a good fighter. And Hey, I don't think Frank Martin. That's the thing. I think people discredit Frank Martin too much. I think if Frank Martin beats Tank, which I don't think he will, but if Frank Martin I didn't think Ryan Garcia would beat Devin Haney either. I put money on Ryan Garcia and I won money, but that's because I put money on the underdog and I like Ryan Garcia more, so it was easy for me to put money on Ryan Garcia. But I actually thought I was wrong about this. I was definitely wrong. I thought Devin Haney would win. I have no shame in saying that. I have no shame in saying that. You're not gonna get everything right. I just happened to get the bet right because I bet on the underdog. He was so far gone an underdog. It's like it would have been stupid to bet on Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? So the amount of money that I put on Ryan Garcia, if I would have put it on Devin Haney, I would have got $1. I put on Ryan Garcia, I tripled it. Or I tripled it? No, I quadrupled it. So, but like I said, let me go back to what some butthole saying. Frank, that's his name, y'all. I'm not calling him butthole. That's actually his name. So Frank versus Tank. If Frank Martin beats Tank, Frank is ranked. I know some people don't put too much stack in the too much stack in the rankings. I know some people don't put too much don't credit the rankings too much, but Frank is ranked in everything, in top 10 in every sanctioned body, all the 4 major sanctioned bodies. So Frank Martin, or no, maybe he's out of the top 10 in one. But anyway, he's actually ranked higher than Ryan Garcia and every one that they're both ranked in. So my point is that if Frank Martin beats Tank, it'll be an upset, but that's not even a bigger upset than Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney because Tank, I think Tank is much better than Devin Haney and better than Ryan Garcia, but I also think Frank Martin is too small to beat Ryan Garcia, I think. But if they fought at 135 or 140, for real 140, I think Frank Martin beats Ryan Garcia. I'm beyond. I do. So I don't think Frank Martin is so far behind that it will be at a skill gap that it would be a bigger upset than Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. It better be if KO Bivol. He deserves to be on the pound for pound. Better BF should be on pound for pound right now. It shouldn't even depend on him beating Bivol. Both of them should be on the pound for pound, to be honest. Pound for pound list. Now, if you're talking about top 3 or something like that, I wouldn't say that. And if he beats Bivol, then yeah, it would be top 3. I think so. And vice versa. If Bivol beats better BF, he should be top 3 as well. But yeah. So like yeah, I think there's a lot of nonsense I'm seeing trying to discredit Ryan Garcia. Like that guy who said he should have been disqualified for turning his back. Like, stop it, bro. Like what? He said that people say that Ryan Garcia should have been warned before he lost a point, but they were saying that he should be disqualified for turning his back and not get warned. Like, come on, man. If anything, get a warning, yes, but stop it. That's just silly. But people are saying a lot of silly stuff though too. You know, on his behalf and against him. You know, like some people say that it was an uneven playing field. Like, no, bro, Ryan Garcia, he paid the money, the tax. And it is what it is, bro. It just is what it is. Ryan Garcia won. Don't take nothing away from Ryan Garcia. I think that it shook up the 140-pound division. Devin Haney's still the champion, but I think Ryan Garcia prays all the time. Amen. Ryan Garcia clapped up Haney. He said, "Praise Jesus." But yeah, God is good though. But I think Ryan Garcia, you got to respect the board, man. Like, people now, is he as dedicated? It doesn't seem like he's as dedicated as everybody else to the sport. So how long will this last? This could be a one-off. I don't know. I don't know who he fights next. They're saying they want a rematch, and you know they're saying they when they both make weight. I don't think that has anything to do with it. Do I want to see a rematch with him and Devin Haney? I'd watch it, but I want to see other fights more. Devin Haney could have gave Lomachenko a rematch. He didn't give Lomachenko a rematch. Am I saying that you have to give everybody? You don't have to give everybody a rematch anyway. So if Ryan Garcia doesn't want to fight Devin Haney again, I'm cool with that. I'll be cool with the rematch as well. But if there is no rematch, maybe Devin Haney could go fight Rolly Romero. All of a sudden, that's a little more interesting, ain't it? All of a sudden, Devin Haney versus Rolly Romero is a little more interesting, right? Yeah, Devin Haney might need to fight Adrian Broner as a tune-up. I don't know. But yeah, or Devin Haney can still go for undisputed at 140 because I know a lot of people think that Super Matias will kill him now. Man, I don't know about that. I think the smart money would be on Super Matias at this very moment, like today. But I don't know, you know, like Teofimo also has bad performances too. You know, people say, oh, if Teo is a good Teo when he wins, then he beats everybody. But if he comes in and he's not focused and he comes in like he fought George Kambosos or Sandor Martin, then he loses. Like, no, Teo is Teo. Like, stop discrediting their opponents. What if Sandor Martin and George Kambosos took something away from Teo to where he couldn't be the same Teo he was when he fought Lomachenko? So stop discrediting people. Maybe Kambosos didn't allow Teofimo to be the same great Teofimo that fought Josh Taylor. You ever consider that? Like, stop just saying, Teofimo did this or he didn't do this. It's like, was Teofimo the reason why why he looked bad against Jermaine Ortiz? No, it's Jermaine Ortiz did that to him. And Teofimo didn't know how to cut off the ring effectively. Jermaine Ortiz looked terrible, though. Don't get me wrong. I think the right person won because Jermaine Ortiz didn't want to fight. He just wanted to run all night. But Jermaine Ortiz didn't allow Teofimo to use his explosiveness, his reflexes, his twitchiness, or his power because he exposed that Teofimo, being as great of a fighter he is, which I think he's great, and a former Olympian, which is crazy, he didn't know how to effectively cut off the ring. So what if Devin Haney could take away something from Teofimo? You never know. What if Teofimo could just run through Devin Haney? You never know, but just to write people off is crazy, especially these fighters at this caliber. They're world-class level boxers, so I think the 140-pound division was already interesting. If Ryan Garcia stays, which he's saying that he won't, but if he does stay, it just got even more interesting. Devin should pull a Shakur because no one is speaking about the heart of Devin. They are only saying that his defense is not that good. Devin should pull a Shakur because no one is speaking about the heart of Devin. I don't think he's capable. I think first of all, I think Devin Haney isn't. I think he is a technician. I was just talking about this the other day, yesterday, or the day before in stream. I don't think Devin Haney he's a technician and he's good. He's not a technician of to the caliber of Shakur. I don't think Devin Haney adapts. I mean, clearly, I don't think Devin. But I said this yesterday. Shakur adapts more than Devin Haney. I don't think Devin Haney adapts as well. I think Devin Haney does do some adaptations. He does apply some adaptations, but I don't think it's to the effect of Shakur Stevenson. So to say that he should have pulled a Shakur Stevenson, I don't think Devin Haney's capable of pulling a Shakur Stevenson. No, I mean, not against everybody. You know, Devin Haney is a masterful. Is masterful at using his range, using his jab, and keeping people at the distance that he wants. Shakur Stevenson is more so, he can keep you at the distance that he wants, but he's a better counter puncher than Devin Haney. He's also better at using the opponent's taking the opponent's strength away from them. Ryan Garcia was talking about fighting Boots. Yeah, I think that's crazy. I mean, hey, if it happens, it happens. I think Ryan Garcia gets destroyed by Boots, in my opinion. But, however, like I was just saying this yesterday too. Boots is unproven. As good as Boots looks phenomenal. Boots is like a pound for pound talent. But until you fight somebody, until you have opposition that's a high caliber opposition, then I can't effectively make an assessment on you. I know that he passes the eye test. He looks like he's great, but he hasn't fought anybody that I knows is even a good fighter. Much as a great fighter, he hasn't fought even a good fighter. So I don't know. It's hard for me to discern between how great he looks and just how mediocre or subpar his opponents are. So I think Boots beats Ryan Garcia, but I'm not gonna write off Ryan Garcia. Hell, you never know. I think Devin beats the overrated Shakur. I think Devin beats Shakur too. Let me rephrase. Sorry. You said I think Devin has a good chance against Shakur. I think Shakur wins. I think Shakur beats Devin Haney. And you say he's overrated. I can see that. I don't think he's overrated because I think Shakur is good. I think he's boring. I think he has some boring performances. I think, okay, so it depends. If you say he's overrated, like he could be Devin Haney, I don't think he's overrated. I think he can be Devin Haney. If you say he's overrated because you think he's the best, then I agree he's overrated. Cause I don't think he's better than Tank. I think Tank whoops him. To be honest. I hope you made that bet. Yeah, I made the bet, bro. I didn't put as much as I wanted to, bro. I didn't put as much as I wanted to, Merle, but I did make the bet. Yes, sir. I want me a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Made a quick little flip. Wrong thing Devin make is he got rocked in the first round, Jansen. He looked like Esau Pitbull Cruz rocked Rolly Romero in the first round. My boy Merle in the building. Hey, join the Discord, Merle. Join the Discord. He's still chasing Ryan and pressuring him, which is you can't do that to a fighter that possesses. Exactly. I thought that he approached that wrong, but I'm not mad at the way he approached it because he felt like he was a better fighter. And, I'm not mad at that, man. But I do think it was atypical of Devin Haney. The way he approached Ryan Garcia was definitely atypical of him. However, we got to also look at it, too. Ryan Garcia didn't give him too much of a choice because I don't think, once again, that Devin Haney can keep somebody off him to the extent in which Shakur can. Which is why I don't think that he could have did what Shakur does. Boots has potential. Yeah, I said that. Yeah, Boots versus Tim Tszyu is a good fight. Yeah. 147, all the smoke at 154. I think that's a good fight, but I would like to see Boots get at least unify the belts at 147 before he moves up to 154. From C-level fighter to a great fighter in one night. I'm eating, man. Get out of here, bro. You ain't eating nothing, bro. In one night, Jansen. 1 night, Jansen. How much is a 12-round fight? In 36 minutes. In 36 minutes, he went from a C-level fighter to a great fighter. And I still don't think he's great, though. Because, like I said, his defense is not good. Ryan Garcia's defense is not good. He does give his back with that silly shell, like Smoochie says. Like Smoochie says. That silly shell, not a Philly shell. That shit is terrible. But he has power. And he knows how to use that. And he has speed. And he has size. So, like, I don't think that, like I said, you don't have to be the total package to get the job done. And that proved it. Like, so who's next for Devin Haney? I think Devin Haney has a lot of people he can fight next. I think he should probably take a break or just do some reevaluation, and nothing wrong with that. But I do think that, you know, I'm not gonna be too hard on him, because even though I don't really care for the Haneys like that, I do think he's good, and I do respect what they did, man. Shout out to him and Bill Haney. You know what I'm saying? Father son combo, and they accomplished a lot in the sport, and I don't hate anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I think Devin Haney could come back, but I do think that he deserves the trash talk that people are doing, because he does trash talk, and that's how it goes sometimes. You know, you got to be able to take it just like you give it. Ryan Garcia, if I had him on the tier list, he would be in B tier. Actually, hey man, check out the video, man. I actually did the tier list. Matter of fact, I'll bring it up on the screen right now. I actually did a boxing tier list. Let's see. This is before the fight. This is an old video now. Go watch the video. I do an explanation. Let's check it out. Hold on. Let's see where I had. Oh, you can see it right here. It's on the screen right here. Now I'll bring it up big before I. Hold on, give me a second. Let me figure out my thing. So this is the tier list right here that I had. So look. So on the video I explained. So when I say gatekeeper, I'm not really saying that he's a gatekeeper for the definition of the word. I made up my own. I'm saying he's like a gatekeeper potential. Not that they're actually a gatekeeper, because a lot of these fighters are young. So let's see where I put Ryan Garcia. I put Ryan Garcia in... Damn. I put him in B. I put him in B tier. So me and you, we're here, some butt. We see eye to eye. I actually put him in B tier. He's right here, right beside Esau Pitbull Cruz. This is actually interesting, man. Let's go revisit this right now. Let's talk about this. Go check out the video though. I do a great explanation on why I put these people here, why I had their placement there. Let me see. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video as well, please. Don't forget to like the video. It helps out a lot. All right, so S tier, I said pound for pound talent. That's for the people, which is S tier. Those are people that have like the potential to be in the pound for pound list, top 10 pound for pound. So I got Tank, I have Devin Haney, I have Teofimo, I have Shakur. So this is a tier list between the 135 and 140 pound division. So lightweight to super lightweight. It takes time to recover for your first loss, bro. And that's the thing, Jansen. Not only does it take time, the manner in which he got beat down, that was bad, man. It might have been better if he got knocked out early. Like if the fight was stopped in the 7th round, it could have been stopped. I don't think it should have been stopped in the 7th, but it could have been. You got to give the champion some time to recuperate and see what he has. But I wouldn't be mad if the ref would have stopped it, or better yet, Bill Haney would have stopped it in his corner. But but I will say this: I think him taking a beating over that for 12 rounds is bad, because it wasn't like he was just losing the 12 rounds. He was getting dropped. He was getting bullied. He was getting brutalized. He was getting bludgeoned for you know what I'm saying, for the duration. So that does hurt your psyche. My tier list: F would be trash, C decent, B good, A great, S pound for pound. Which I mean, well, yeah, I mean, I just don't call anybody trash. I feel like that's disrespectful to the people that compete. I don't think anybody's trash, to be honest. I think people overuse those terms, call people bums and tomato cans and trash, and they wouldn't even swing at a mosquito in their face. Which loss worse, this or Spence? Oh, Spence is still worse. Spence is worse. But I think this spurt. I'm gonna be honest with you, Merle. I think Spence is more of a warrior than Devin, no disrespect. And you can tell by the way Spence fought all comers. So I think from a viewer standpoint, Spence's loss was worse. But I think that this loss will affect and impact Devin Haney more than Spence, because Spence, to me, he seems like a dude he's just a real dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking Devin Haney. I'm not saying he's not a real dude. I'm just saying I think Errol Spence is more so of a more warrior mentality, confident type of guy. So I think that the Spence loss, because of where they were both pound for pound talents. That was more devastating of a loss from a viewership standpoint, and you know what I'm saying, and from a boxing world standpoint. But from a personal standpoint, I think that this loss is more. I think the loss hurts Devin Haney more than it hurts Spence, if that makes sense. So Spence got destroyed. Terrence is a GOAT. My top 10 active boxers. Oops, I pressed it. No, you good. I know you about to go ahead. He's seen that. Yeah, he's seen adversity before, and he fought everybody. Devin Haney, we know they were more strategic. So I feel like this hurts him because when Spence lost because he's lost because he fought everybody. He didn't have to fight Terrence Crawford. It was well documented that he was already struggling to make 147, but he made a conscious effort, and it was because of him, not the promotional teams, but it was because of him and Terrence Crawford, what they did to make that fight happen. You know what I'm saying? So Errol Spence wanted the challenge. Devin Haney, I don't think that he wants challenges. I think he wants accolades. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's what I think. You know, from the outside looking in, I think Devin Haney moves very strategic with his opponents that he selects, with the timing that he fights them, you know what I'm saying, who he fights, and in the manner in which they fight. You know what I'm saying? So I think this was a miscalculation. You know, I don't think that Devin Haney thought he had a chance. Bro, I promise you. I'm no disrespect. And I don't think Devin Haney thought he had a chance to lose. Because I don't think he would have took the fight if he thought he had a chance to lose. Errol Spence, on the other hand, I think that he actively seeks out challenges. So when you have the mentality to actively seek out a challenge, then you know in your mind, damn, if I don't come with it, I could lose. I feel like Devin Haney is an opportunist. And so he doesn't think he could lose when he picks his opponents. So that's why I think that this loss is more devastating to Devin Haney personally. But I think in the boxing world, Errol Spence was more devastating. Tim Tszyu knocked Spence out even before the Terrence fight. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I mean, they're different fighters. I think Errol Spence has a better chance against Tim Tszyu, but Tim Tszyu is bigger, so you never know. Errol Spence like to come forward. Errol Spence in his prime beats the hell out of Tim Tszyu, but Errol Spence now, yeah, probably not. All right, so S tier we got Tank, Devin Haney, Teofimo Shakur. This is made months ago. Champion level, which is A tier. I said these are the people that their peak will probably be like a world champion, maybe even unified title. I have Subro Matias, Josh Taylor, Lomachenko, Kambosos, and Regis Prograis. This is even before the Regis fight, I think. I think this might be fight before the Regis and Devin Haney fight. I'm not sure. And then Star Power B, Esau People Cruz, he's at the front. So I was like thinking maybe I need to put him at champion level. I wasn't sure. I put him at I put Esau People Cruz at a star power, meaning that you have some star power, like people will watch you and you're a fan-friendly person. People want to see you, but you probably won't get to championship level. And I had Esau People Cruz. I was torn between A and B, but I put him at B. I have Esau Cruz, Ryan Garcia, Jermaine Ortiz, who I would definitely put down more. Now, Frank Martin, Liam Paro, who's fighting Subro Matias. I'm very fond of Liam Paro. I think people are counting him out. I think Liam Paro has a chance to beat Subro Matias, a real chance. I got Jose Valenzuela, and I got Rado Romero, who I would put down to Gatekeeper now. Gatekeeper C, it looks like, who is that? Is that Raymond Muratalla? That might be Raymond Muratalla. Or it might be Ramirez. I can't really tell. It might be Ramirez. I have to blow it up. I think it's Ramirez. I might not even have Muratalla on here. And then I got William Zepeda. I got Sandor Martin, Arnold Barbosa. Yeah, bro, they robbed Sean McComb. I got Edwin De Los Santos, Ishmael Barroso, Jack Catterall, and Nakatani. And then at Journeyman, I think that's Ernesto Tito Mercado and Davio Harris. They're in the right spot. Mercado, he got to prove to me more. I don't know. I got to see him fight more. So that might be premature because I just don't know him yet. You know, he's still an up-and-comer. Arthur Bud, Bam Rodriguez. That's a good. A lot of people overlook Bam Rodriguez because he's such a small division, but he tore up Sonny Edwards, and he's fighting Francisco Estrada next, so that's gonna be a good one. Tank Shakur, Devin. You still have Devin on your list? Hey, good man, Jens. I don't, but that's a good man. Jay, who's that? Oh, Jay Apatai, cruiserweight. Robeson, okay. Tio Inoue, okay. Any order? Okay. I'm not mad at that list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm not mad at that list. I would. Yeah, I'm not mad at Devin still being in there. I would put Usyk in there though. I think Usyk should be in there somewhere. And I think Bivol should be in there too. Oh, Canelo. Oh, hell no, Jensen, you tripping. You ain't put Canelo in there? You ain't put Canelo in there?
Bullshit! Bullshit!
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no, you ain't put Canelo in there. That's crazy. You disrespectful, Jensen. You disrespectful, bro. You ain't put Canelo in there? That's crazy. I would replace Robiesi with Canelo. I replace Jai Patai with Usyk, and I probably replace either Shakur or Jesse Bam Rodriguez with Bivol. But I don't know. I think that's a good list though. That's not a bad list, bro. That's a good list. He said, "No, I didn't put him." Oh man, that's crazy, bro. How you not gonna include old Cinnamon, man? You're not gonna put Cinnamon in there? But yeah, so Ryan Garcia, what do we think is next for Ryan Garcia, man? Y'all think he's gonna move up? I don't think he should go to 147 yet, but if he can't make the weight, then he should go. I don't know who do you think Ryan Garcia beats at 147? Like that, or I think he could beat some people now, but can he beat? I mean, the guy really is just Boots, right? Can he beat Boots? I don't think he could beat Boots. I'm not gonna count him out against Boots because, like I said, Boots definitely has the potential to be pound for pound, but I can't put him up there because his lack of opposition, you know, his lack of certified opposition. So I would still favor Boots over Ryan Garcia, but I don't know, man. You know, there's who's at 147? Cody Crowley. I believe is Boots is mandatory right now. What's that? Stanionis. I hope Ryan Garcia stays at 140, man. I hope he stays at 140, but his last few fights, I believe he weighed in at 143. So he may not be able to get there. He may really not be able to get down to 140 anymore. So he might have to go to 147. 147, I don't know who he beats at 147, man. Like I said, there's only one real guy at 147 right now, and that's Boots. Now, you know, Ryan Garcia called out Terrence Crawford. And he called out Boots, so he called out Conor Benn. I think Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn? I got Ryan Garcia. I got Ryan Garcia beating Conor Benn. Conor Benn's at 147. I forgot about him. Yeah, so Ryan Garcia came in at 143 against Devin Haney, and he came in at 143 against Oscar Duarte. So his last two fights, he came in at 143. So he might not be able to make it, man. He may not be able to make it, man. I don't know, bro. He might really not be able to make 140, man. So, like I said, I think he could beat some people. Let's look at the people at 147, man. I think he could beat Conor Benn. I don't think he beat Terrence Crawford. If you're going to count Terrence Crawford at 147. I don't think he beats Boots. I think he beat Josh Taylor. Maybe. If Josh Taylor is indeed going to 147 like he said he would. If he's going to stay at 147. What's that one guy? David Avanesian? I don't know. Like I said, Stanionis? I don't know. Maybe Ryan Garcia can fight Adrian Broner. See how he does at 147 with Adrian Broner. I don't know, man. I have to see it, bro. Mario Barrios. I forgot about Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios and Ryan Garcia would be a good fight. Don't be surprised if Keith Thurman tried to come back out and say he can make 147 and try to fight Garcia. So, I don't know, man. Like I said, I know Ryan Garcia won. I'm still not convinced that Ryan Garcia doesn't have anything wrong with him. I still think he might have something wrong with him. I just think he's very good at compartmentalizing, man. And I think he should be applauded for that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Robeson beat Shakur in the Olympics. Yeah, I know that. I still can't put him over those other guys. Just my opinion. I can't put him on pound for pound. I think he just lost. Didn't he lose his last fight? I think he lost his last fight, right? Not saying losses are everything, but I think he lost his last fight. I can't remember who he fought, though. But yeah, man, so I think Ryan Garcia has a lot of people he could fight at multiple divisions from 140 to 147. Do I want to see a Tank and Ryan Garcia rematch? And that's another thing a lot of people are saying. silly. He did okay. Yeah, they're saying that they want to see Tank rematch and it'll go differently because of how he performed against Devin Haney. Like, stop it, bro. Like, Tank is not Devin Haney. Which means that Ryan Garcia could win because he's not Devin Haney. But don't think that because Ryan Garcia beat Devin Haney in the manner that he did, that means he would beat Tank. You would never see Tank get beat on like that. And you can't tell me that Ryan Garcia is the most technically sound fighter. You know what I'm saying? So, and to mention he already beat Ryan Garcia. So, I don't think Ryan Garcia is strong, yes, and he applies pressure, yes. He doesn't apply pressure to the caliber and the capacity and with the relentlessness of freaking Aesop Pitbull Cruz. Excuse me. I would like to see. I think that has his performance against Devin Haney has no implication on how he would perform against Tank. Would I like to see a rematch? Why not? But I mean, I don't think it's necessary. Like people think I don't think it's necessary at all. Where are they gonna rematch at? You know, he just said he can't even make 140, so they're gonna rematch at 143. Where are they gonna rematch at? Tank don't want to go up to 140. So leader in the building, King Ryan's number one. Hey, I'm not mad at that. Number one, that's a stretch, but he's number one today. I give you that. He is definitely number one today. Absolutely. I don't know if he's number one overall, but he's number one today and yesterday. Yeah. So I think Tank and Ryan rematch. I think it's unnecessary. I don't think there's a reason to revisit that. It's evident too that to me it's evident that Ryan doesn't care about belts. So, like I said, unless both their star power is just, they both conquered whatever they want to do and then they meet up again, that's cool. But yeah, he number one for now. He number one for now. I can't say he number one. I mean, let's not get too carried away now. But Ryan Garcia definitely did his thing, man. Like I said, man, I'm happy for the young dude, man. Especially considering all the things that he's been going through, with the antics and whether he's going through a mental breakdown or not, the way he was able to, or if he was trolling, either way, the way that he was able to play or not play, or either play us or not play himself, what it is, a combination of both. The fact that he was able to handle that, compartmentalize that with having a boxing fight of this caliber, with also just recently getting a divorce and also having a kid or something like that. So he has a lot going. Not saying that everybody has stuff going on in life. Devin Haney went through some things too. I believe he recently lost his grandmother. Rest in peace to his grandmother. You know what I'm saying? And everybody has their trial tribulation. He just had Ramadan too. He had Ramadan. He was trying to train through Ramadan. So shout out to him and respect to him. I respect to both fighters. But I'm happy Ryan Garcia won. Like I said, I like Ryan Garcia more from what I know about him, and I thought Devin Haney was a better fighter. I still think Devin Haney's a better fighter, but just because you're the more better as in more skilled, that doesn't always mean that you're gonna win just because you're more skilled. You gotta watch boxing, man. You gotta watch boxing. You gotta love boxing, man. This is why boxing is awesome, because boxing has upsets. Boxing has things that transpire that are beyond our comprehension. I don't want to say beyond our comprehension. Yeah, sometimes beyond our comprehension. Like, we don't understand it. Like, beyond our comprehension, beyond our, beyond what we anticipated. Yeah. Because that's why I like people that are honest, man. I like what Clarissa Shields said, that she said she loves this, but she said she doesn't like it. And then the interviewer or her colleague, another commentator on the panel was like, why don't you like it? And she said, because I don't like when I watch boxing, I think I know something, and then the complete opposite of what I think is supposed to happen happens. I love that. I love being honest. Like, I don't know why people act like all of a sudden, bro, Ryan Garcia was the underdog, the heavy, the hefty, the huge underdog. Devin Haney was plus 1,000. You know how much of a favorite you are to be plus 1,000? That's crazy. That means if you bet $10, you get $1. If you bet $100, you get $10. So it doesn't even make sense to bet on him. So the people that bet on him, sorry for you. I know people lost a lot of money. So with that being said, it's like all of a sudden today, I knew Ryan Garcia would win. No, you didn't. You didn't. You were probably rooting for Ryan Garcia. You probably were hoping for Ryan Garcia. No, but unless you were Ryan Garcia himself, Derek James, who was his trainer, his daddy, people in his family or inner circle, you didn't really. Not too many people knew. Some people did, I'm not gonna say nobody did, but not as many people are coming out and saying that they knew it. Like, I put a video out applauding Ryan Garcia, and some dummy said, "Oh, you should take this video down," because he didn't understand it. He's an idiot. Because I put on the title that remember when Devin Haney said that he has a chin, and I said I said Devin Haney said Devin Haney has a better chin, but I was just quoting what Devin Haney said, and then I was like Ryan Garcia said he's a better boxer. I was just quoting what Ryan Garcia said in their build up. But then I showed some video showing that Devin Haney doesn't have a chin, and I showed some video that Ryan Garcia doesn't really box that well. And some W was like, "Oh, you should take this down because Devin definitely doesn't have a chin." I just looked at it, I was like, I just ignored it. People are so like people are just. You can't expect everybody to understand it. There's a lot of idiots out there. I literally say in the video that and make a joke about it saying Devin Haney does not have a chin. But, you know, people are just dumb. So, you got to let them be dumb. It was a pleasant surprise that Ryan won. Shout out to all the people. Shout out to Smoochie. Shout out to Jensen. Shout out to all the real ones. Shout out to Clarissa Shields. Shout out to, you know, shout out to the people that are real and know that you don't know everything. That's a sign. One of the signs of wisdom and of a wise person is knowing that you don't know everything. So I don't know who people try to fake the funk for. Like, you trying to fake for strangers on the internet. Ain't no way everybody knew that Ryan Garcia was lost. I bet my money on Ryan Garcia, and I thought he was going to lose. I bet money that Ryan Garcia would win, and I thought he was going to lose. You see what I'm saying? I literally only did it because, number one, I like Ryan Garcia more, and number two, he was so heavy the underdog that I was like, it doesn't even make sense to put money on Devin Haney. You might as well put money on Ryan Garcia and hope for the best. Yeah, he got a baby chin. Facts. He got a baby chin. No, Barbosa, they robbed Sean McComb. That's what I want to say too. So they really, I didn't even get to it as well. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. So not only did they try to, all the adversity that Ryan Garcia went through, he had to fight Devin Haney. He was fighting Harvey Dock, the referee. And then he also fought the judges. They tried to rob him. They robbed Sean McComb earlier that night. There's no, like, I had Sean McComb winning 7 rounds to 3. And maybe at best, if I'm being generous to Arnold Barbosa, I had it 6 rounds to 4, all in favor of Sean McComb. So I either had Sean McComb winning 6 out of the 10 rounds or 7 out of the 10 rounds. I don't know how the hell that man lost, bro. That was disgusting, bro. That was a robbery. Y'all know me. I don't like to call stuff robbery because people overuse the terms robbery, casual, and ducking too much in boxing. So I try not to be one of them. But that was a robbery last night. That was a robbery. Hitchens versus Gustavo Lemos, that was not a robbery. The right person won. And even if it was a close fight, if it's a close fight that could go either way, then by definition, if it could go either way, it can't be a robbery because you literally said it could go either way. That's why people just contradict themselves and just use terms that they're unaware of. Like, how can you on one hand say it was a close fight that could go either way, but on the other hand say it was a robbery? You literally just said it could go either way. So if it could go, it's like Lomachenko and Devin Haney. That's a fight, in my opinion, that could have went either way. I personally had Lomachenko winning, but I wasn't mad that Devin Haney won because I literally thought it could go either way. Like if you like something that Devin Haney does a little more, then you'll lean toward Devin Haney for some of those swing rounds. If you like something that Lomachenko does a little more, then you're going to lean towards Lomachenko for some of those swing rounds. Even if it was a draw, it would have been okay. But last night, Sean McComb, if that was a draw, it would still been a robbery for Sean McComb. Sean McComb beat Barbosa and they cheated him. And then the same thing that almost transpired with Ryan Garcia. That judge that called it a draw, I don't know how the hell you call that a draw between Garcia and Haney. That was crazy. There's no reason why Garcia won by a majority decision. That should have been a unanimous decision. Even with the point deduction from on Ryan Garcia, he still dropped Devin Haney. He had 3 10-8 rounds. Well, round 7 because of the point deduction, it was 9-8, but it could have been 9-7. You know what I'm saying? I didn't score any. The 2 rounds could have been scored 7 for Devin Haney. Round 7 and round 10. You could have only gave Devin Haney 7 points. I didn't even give Devin Haney 7 points. I gave him all 8s, right? And I give him 8s in those 2 rounds. Or I give him 8 in 3 rounds. I also give him a 10-8 round in round 11 as well. And even without giving him any 7 rounds, I still had Devin Haney losing by 2 points. I had Ryan Garcia up 113-111. So I don't understand how you could have had that a draw. To me, that's crazy. And they tried to do my boy dirty. I was napping through that one, yeah. If you want to beat a champion, knock him out or knock him down. There you go. There you go. So I don't know. Like, I think that Sean McComb was robbed. There you go. Arnold Barbosa could fight. Devin Haney could fight Arnold Barbosa. That's what we're talking about. Arnold Barbosa fighting Devin Haney if Ryan Garcia had to pull out anyway. So, boom, they could fight. So, Devin Haney has options. Ryan Garcia has a plethora of options. I think Ryan Garcia, to call him the face of boxing is still crazy because I don't think he's a bigger name. I mean, obviously, look at the ticket sales. Granted, you could say it's because of his antics that deterred some people from buying or investing in the fight. But still, he's not bigger than Gervonta Davis. And he's definitely not big. And nobody's bigger than Canelo. So he's not the face of boxing. Can he become the face of boxing? I think if he wins, let's say Ryan Garcia fights Boots, hypothetically. If he beats Boots,
Me blood clot.
he might be the face boxer. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not saying that Boots is known like that, but just from what we think Boots is, because Boots is unproven in my opinion. I think he has the potential to be one of the best. Again, I keep repeating this because some people will listen and they'll just have selective hearing. So when I say that I don't think that Boots is. I think that Boots is overrated. I say that not because I don't think he has the potential, but because he's unproven. I don't even say overrated. Let me rephrase that. I say unproven because he hasn't fought anybody that we know is good. So I'm not saying that Boots is bad, because to me he passes the eye test. I think he's going to be great, but we don't know that he's great until he beats somebody that's at least good, and he hasn't done that yet. But if Ryan Garcia could beat him for what we think Boots is, man. Or if Ryan Garcia fights Shakur Stevenson next, like you said, if he beats Devin Haney, he wants to fight Shakur next. If he beats Shakur, man. Did Mason's brother end up fight? I don't even know, Smooch. Y'all so mad. I know you were anticipating that, but yes, I'm so mad. I don't know where that was. I don't know where that fight was. I guess they didn't air it, because they definitely didn't air it on the prelims. Because I watched the prelims, so maybe it was just unaired. Be right back. We're gonna go get a coffee at 7. Okay, bet. Philippines, bet. Appreciate you coming through, man. Shout out to, hey, I ain't gonna lie, but I be checking my demographics sometimes. And outside of the US, I think I have the most subscribers from the Philippines. I think Philippines are my second most subscribers by country. I'll tell you, I be getting love in the Philippines, man. Might need to move out there, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Might need to move out there, you know what I'm talking about? Go get my Pinoy on, you know what I'm talking about? You know, I knew about that. Come on now, I'm cultured. But yeah, so I also get love in Australia too. We global. Yeah, right. I ain't global with 800 subscribers, but good Lord willing, we gonna be. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Smoochie and my first mod. Oh no, my second mod. I think Clone's my first mod. Shout out to Smoochie and Clone, first 2 mods. Hopefully we'll get more mods as we grow. But yeah, like this boxing was last night of boxing was a reminder as to why we love boxing. And another thing, this is why I get so excited about like matchups and stuff, because you know when people talk about Canelo and Munguia, everybody's so mad that always they say, and your favorite boxing streamer says it too, or content creators say it. I see it all over the place. It just makes me shake my head. Like, do you not have? Sometimes people just do stuff for content too. So that's something too. I don't know. That's possible too. Sometimes people just do stuff for content, but when people say that Canelo and Munguia is already written, no, you're just butthurt that Canelo's not fighting Benavidez. Of course, I'm upset too. I want to see Canelo fight Benavidez. I think that's a great matchup. I actually think Canelo beats Benavidez, but Canelo said he's not going to fight him. You can't force somebody to do what they don't want to do, and Canelo has earned the right, whether you like it or not, whether you like him or not, he has earned the right to pick who he wants to fight. That's where he's at in his career. He has over 60 fights. He's undisputed. He has plenty of Hall of Famers on his resume. He has a whole bunch of championship belts. His record is great. So, you know, he's the one that's the A side, and that's just how boxing works. You know what I'm saying? To ignore that is be ignorant. So I'm not saying I like it, but that's just the truth. And you should also blame the sanctioning bodies for not stripping him for not finding this mandatory. That's not his fault. They're the ones that enforce the rules that they make up. You know what I'm saying? So they are supposed to make the mandates, make it. They're supposed to mandate that the champion fights their mandatory. That's the whole point of the word. But if they don't enforce it, then you just be mad at Canelo. You focus your energy in the wrong place. Maybe you go write them a letter. But anyway, Canelo not fighting Benavidez, that's not the only good fight in boxing for Benavidez or Canelo. Canelo fighting Munguia is a good fight. Do I think is as challenging as Benavidez? No. But it doesn't mean that it's not a good fight. Munguia has a chip. Munguia is a young bull. You know what I'm saying? He's an exciting fighter. I like watching Munguia fights because he's an exciting fighter. He throws a high volume of punches, and he blocks with his face. So he blocks with his face. That man don't block nothing. So you know he's going for somebody going to sleep. So I think that's a good fight. I'm looking forward to it. Munguia could get an upset, just like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. We just saw upset. People act like there's literally a category called upset of the year. So people act like everything is written in boxing. You know, that just shows me that you don't watch boxing for real. You just talking out the side of your neck for views and do your thing. The heck was that? Oh, one of my dogs. I didn't even know he was in here. The Ben Viz be talking crazy about Bivol. I think Bivol slaps him around. Payday nerd in the building. You said you think Bivol slaps him around? I don't know, man. I think that's a good fight, man. I don't think. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of lean towards Bivol. I mean, towards Beterbiev. Gosh dang. I kind of, all those B's. Beterbiev, Bivol, Benavidez. I kind of lean towards Benavidez versus Bivol. And then Beterbiev, I kind of lean towards Beterbiev just because of the power. And Benavidez has been touched before. And he doesn't have the best defense. But I kind of like him against Bivol, to be honest. But I think it's a good match. I don't know. I'll have to think about that more. But yeah, I'm not mad at you for thinking Bivol slaps Benavidez around either. Because Bivol's a beast, man. That's what I think. Like I said, man, we're the boxing fans are winners, man. And Beterbiev versus Bivol. But yeah, and Benavidez versus Alexander Vazdik. That's another good fight. So there's good fights for Benavidez that don't involve Canelo. There's good fights with Canelo that don't involve Benavidez. But the biggest fight is Canelo and Benavidez. I'd love to see that. Well, the second biggest fight. To me, the biggest fight is Beterbiev and Bivol. The second biggest fight that I want to see is Canelo and Benavidez in boxing. So something about that Haney versus Garcia fight I don't like. Why don't you like it? That Haney lost? Was there not? I love that fight. I love that fight. You know, and not even just because Garcia won me money, but because I love when. Shout out to Garcia. That's why a lot of people ask me why do I like Garcia so much? Because Ryan Garcia will fight. Garcia fought Tank. Now he fought Haney. Then he said he wants to fight Shakur. He just called out Boots. He called out Terrence Crawford. And you can say, oh, he's just yapping. You gotta believe him. His history shows that he's really about that life. So I gotta like him, man. And not to mention, number one, he always thanks God and everything. You know, you want to judge somebody, that's fine. You can judge somebody, but you know, we all sin and make mistakes. You know, none of us are perfect. You know, that's why God died for our sins, because of our imperfections. So and for us to be forgiven. So I love that about Ryan Garcia. He's a fighter. He's not my favorite fighter, but I like him a lot. Now skillfully, I still think, even though he beat Devin Haney, I still think Devin Haney's a more skilled boxer than him. But that doesn't mean, but the skilled boxer, the more skilled person doesn't always win. You know what I'm saying? Not all the time in boxing. So it is what it is. So I like Ryan Garcia a lot. I think Gervonta's the best in the 135-140 division. I don't think any of them beat Gervonta. But I respect Ryan Garcia because he will fight. He will fight, and he has proven that. So I don't know how people don't like Ryan. Now, if you dislike him because of his antics, you know, somebody see it as unprofessional, then okay, yeah, I can understand that. Because him hopping on the scale and sipping that beer, that was disrespectful as hell. Especially when he didn't make weight and he sipped a beer, bro. That was so disrespectful, bro. He might as well walked up to Devin Haney and said, "Nigga, you's a bitch." Bro, he stepped on the scale, missed weight, said take the money and drank a beer, bro. That was disrespectful, bro. But it was funny, bro. Like, this is sports, it's entertainment, man. I gotta laugh. That's why I love having conversations. I love debating. I love arguing, but I do not want my channel to become one of the, and no disrespect to those channels, but I do not want my channel to become one of the channels where I'm just pro this fighter and I'm con every other fighter. And I'm just over here defending to the ends of the earth like these fighters are perfect, or nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. My mama ain't perfect, so I definitely don't think somebody else I don't even know. I'm just fond of them because of their boxing prowess. I definitely don't think they're perfect. You know, I don't want to be one. I like arguing now. I like the discussion. I love the debates. We could talk all day, but I don't want to be seen as a channel that's just pro Canelo, or a channel that's pro Gervonta Davis, or a channel that's pro, I don't know who else. Better be Evan and F everybody else. And I'm not like that, bro. I love boxing too much to be like that. Who do you think has who do you think has a good chance of beating Inoue, and why? Right now, I'm gonna be honest. I think in the future, I think Bruce Shushu Carrington does, because I like his boxing IQ, and I like the way he thinks in the ring. He's very cerebral, very intelligent, and he's ferocious when he needs to be. But I don't think he could beat him right now. Who I think could beat him right now is Junto Nakatani. Why? Because I think Junto Nakatani could match his power. I think Junto Nakatani is taller and he has more range, and I think he's an intelligent fighter as well, and he utilizes his range. But I never seen him in trouble. So when I see him in trouble, I think Inoue could get him in trouble. So, you know, that'll be a good test. It could be too much of a test, but that's who I think right now could be Inoue. Now you're talking about now Inoue, right? Not Takuma, not his brother. I really think Takuma Inoue and Juto Nakatani should fight. And Juto Nakatani, I think he'll beat Takuma Inoue. And I think that'll set up like a revenge arc for Naoya Inoue to come and avenge his brother. And they'll have like a catchweight because right now Naoya Inoue's a weight above them. And they'll have like a catchweight, or maybe Nakatani will move up and then they'll fight. And I think Nakatani wins. I hope that fight happens. I put money on Nakatani. I like Juto Nakatani a lot. Yeah, I don't know. What did you not like, Kai? Yeah, I thought that fight was good. Look what he did to Ramirez. They throw that build-up record to a Shark Tank. I'm telling you. I don't know, man. It didn't go how I thought it would. See, like a very off night for any. It could have been an off night, but you know, that's why we say sometimes the bet, and not even the better person wins, but it's just the person who has a better night. That's true. You know, bro, as much as I like Ryan Garcia, and I do think Devin Haney is a better fighter, I will look at that fight and I will say that I still don't think Ryan Garcia is a better boxer. However, I do think that Ryan Garcia, like, you got to, rivalries mean a lot. Like, even in basketball or across sports, right? Or even in like school and stuff, or like with you know, academics or your career, rivalries don't make sense. Like, you could be, it's like go to football, or like I don't know. Give me. I'm trying to think of a rivalry right now off the top of my head. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. But let's say like the Heat and the Celtics, right? The Heat could be the 8th seed. The Celtics could be the number 1 seed, be the best team in the league. When they play the Heat, it's going to be a rivalry because you bring out the best in each other. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fought each other. They're 3-3 in the amateurs. So for whatever it is, whatever reason, they've been, you know, basically, like they said, they've been pretty open about it, that they were each other's rivals growing up. It's like they were destined to fight each other. So whatever reason, they bring out the best in each other. And I just think that Ryan Garcia, even though Devin Haney, if you really watch boxing, it's not hard to tell that Devin Haney's style is more suitable for the amateur ranks. Ryan Garcia's style is more suitable for the pros, especially when you consider the smaller gloves you wear, no headgear that you wear, his speed and his power. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that everything is predicated off that, but if you're not gonna if you're gonna be the weaker person with less defense, then you gotta severely outbox the other person. You know what I'm saying? A la Floyd Mayweather. A la, you know what I'm saying? Somebody else who put on a box, Vasily Lomachenko, he outboxes people. Tank outbox Pitbull. You got to be able to outbox somebody. Even with Canelo and Bivol. Bivol was a bigger guy, but if you watch that fight, it's not necessarily that he outboxed. He was the bigger man still, but if he even told you, he's like, man, Canelo, it looked like Canelo hit harder. It just looked like Bivol was a bigger man, and Bivol had to outbox. I ain't gonna say he outboxed Canelo. That might not be a best example. I'll say he more so outlasted him, and he was just a bigger guy, but he had to use his boxing prowess in that fight. You know, he wasn't just, even though he was a bigger guy, he wasn't just bullying Canelo the whole time, and Canelo was a smaller guy. So you got to use your boxing prowess too. But it could have been an off night, but I just think they have a rivalry. That's why I think it's more so attributed to is just their rivalry, and Ryan Garcia had that equalizer for Devin Haney that night. Just because Haney lost, that's what he don't like. That's what Jesse said. Hey, Jay in the building, what's popping with you, brother? Let's go. Jarmaine in the building, what's good? He wants a big fight. He should have signed a long-term fight with BBC. I think he should have too, but his resume is not going to hold up. I think Crawford is. I'm not gonna say he's the worst businessman because he just got on with Turkey Al-Sheikh. You know, ain't no bigger payday than with Turkey Al-Sheikh. Them pockets deep. You know what I'm talking about? But it does on the surface seem like because he's so inactive. I think you're kind of right with that assessment. However, it might be a little unfair because at the same time, he wants to control his own destiny. And, maybe he feels like he's starting his own promotional company, which he does have a lot of stuff in Nebraska and, putting on his own team. And, when you think about it, he doesn't have to give as big of a cut to the promotional companies on the back end or whatever, the front end when he fights. So there's some pros and cons on both sides. It's kind of like Jermaine. It's kind of like a rapper, right? Or a singer. It's like when you go independent versus signing on with a big record deal, right? If you sign with a big record company, yeah, you get the notoriety, you get the promotion, you get the distribution. They're gonna push your album, but you also have to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? They tax you more and you pay for these things. When you go independent, yes, you have more responsibility. You have to distribute stuff now. You have to do the advertising, but you also pocket more money. You know what I'm saying? And with the record company, they take a percentage of your proceeds with the revenue that you generate. So same thing applies with the promotional companies, whether it's Matchroom with Eddie Hearn or Al Heyman with PBC or Frank Warren and Queensberry or Oscar De La Hoya Golden Boy or Top Rank, whatever it is, you're gonna have to pay some more money. So he's pocketing more money when he does fight, but it does seem like it's, you know, I don't know. It's a double-edged sword sometimes, you know. It's, I ain't gonna say it's a lose-lose, but there's pros and cons to each way you go. But I agree with you. I think Terrence Crawford hurt himself as far as being the best boxer ever. I think his consideration for being the best boxer, I think, has kind of went down the drain because of his inactivity. I don't think anybody will seriously consider him better than Floyd or something like that. So if his goal is to be the best boxer ever, then his inactivity hurt him. But as far as a great, he's already an all-time great. And so his resume, in my opinion, is already good. I think people need to be familiar with his resume. His resume is great. I don't know why people question his resume. Terrence Crawford fought Gamboa. He fought Gamboa to Errol Spence, from Jose Benavidez Jr. to Kell Brook. I know some people say Kell Brook is a cokehead, but whatever. He fought Amir Khan. He wasn't Amir Khan in his peak, but he still fought Amir Khan. He fought undefeated Viktor Postol, who was a champion, who was a Ukrainian undefeated champion when they fought. He had so many people. He fought Sean Porter. So there's so many people I'm not even naming. You know, this is just off the top of the dome. So Terrence Crawford has a great resume. I was watching a video essay about the fight. His stance was that Ryan does everything technically wrong. His punches, the silly shell, etc. And he still come out on top. There's textbook good Haney. Exactly, Smoochie. That's the thing. You don't have to do everything right. You can do everything wrong and still win. Like I don't know. Floyd Mayweather was the biggest name in boxing. When's the last time Floyd Mayweather had a knockout? Because according to what people like in boxing, right? All the big names, all the faces of boxing, the big name right now, Gervonta Tank Davis, he has a 93% KO rate. Canelo, you know, his knockout percentage is up there. You know, everybody that people like to see, Benavidez, he be knocking people out. You know, boxers, everybody loves heavyweights. Why do we like heavyweights? Because we get knockouts. You know what I'm saying? If you look at all the pay-per-view sellers, they're mostly like heavyweights and knockout artists. Floyd Mayweather wasn't a knockout artist. People still want to see him. Why? Because he found another way to market himself. You know, he became the villain, and he had bravado, or other people either wanted to pay to see him win or they paid to see him lose. But whatever reason you pay, you pay. It don't matter. So fighting is just that. If he wins, it wins. Right. Oh, God, facts. Took the words out of my mouth. Right. Nakatani is a dark house of boxing. Facts. I like Junto Nakatani, man. I think I would have enjoyed the fight more if I seen them fight in the amateur days. Garcia definitely showed up. Facts, Kai. That's true. That's a good. I think we all would have enjoyed it more if we saw that, because I know that's the thing with boxing. Boxing is so personal. You know what I'm saying? Like you see, that's why I like seeing young fighters, and you feel like you're growing with them and you see them grow. You know what I'm saying? Even though you don't know them, but and they let you relate to them. That's why I think storytelling in boxing is necessary, and it's almost pivotal, because boxers don't fight every year. Like you watch basketball, they have 82 games in the season, not to mention the playoffs. If you watch football, they have a game every week. You know what I'm saying? So you seeing these people all the time. Boxing, Terrence Crawford, like my boy Jermaine said, we see Terrence Crawford fight one time per year for like the last 4 or 5 years, or last 3 years, whatever it is. I think it's like 4 or 5 years. So you see somebody once a year, it's like, dang, if you don't see them, then it's like you're not really going to get attached. So if they fight and they're not bringing something extracurricular to the table, like maybe bravado or maybe talking in the media, if you have a reserve or conservative attitude or demeanor, you're not going to be a big star in the sport. I don't care how good you are. Ask Terrence Crawford, because he has lately started to become more outgoing. He lately starting to come out of his shell, right? So a lot of people are gravitating to him more. But you know, and there's nothing wrong with being reserved, but that's just gonna hurt you when it comes to building renown and building a demand for your presence, and people want to see you. You know what I'm saying? So you know, you got to have a personality in boxing, because number one, you don't, even the most active fighters, once you get to a certain level, you're fighting at most 3 times a year. You know, so yeah, it is a little different. So, but you're not wrong though. You're not wrong, Kai. Like, that's why I think we need things back, like HBO 24/7. I like the Zone, how they tried to have the 40 days with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. It wasn't that good. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that good. But it was still, I like the effort. I like those things, because it makes you feel like, man, you know, you get hype. You get the build up for the fight. And I think they only did it like 3 or 4 days before the fight. Like I said, the promotion for this fight was terrible. Like, how you have Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney being a pound for pound star, Ryan Garcia being one of the most known people, especially with his social media following, or social, you know, his following on social media platforms. How do you not advertise this better? Like, the undercard was terrible. There were good fights, but it was terrible as far as having notable people on there. Yeah, this promotion for this fight was terrible. But me, I watch boxing, so I'm gonna watch it anyway. I'm gonna support. Looked like the better fighter to me. He socked blood. He socked blood in his head all night long. Blood in his head. Fact, I think no, but that's different, Merle. Man, join. I wish you would join the Discord, man. Your ugly ass. Hey, that's true. Anybody could join the Discord too. I'll put you on the screen if you have a camera, and if you don't have a camera, that's fine. But if you want to come on the Discord and you want to talk, you can talk. But I agree, Merle. I think that's different though. I think right. See, if you ask me who's the better fighter, Ryan Garcia. But if you ask me who's the better boxer, who's the more, because when you say boxer, I'm thinking of skill, right? I still think Devin Haney's a more skilled boxer. But who's the better fighter, like you just said? I agree with you. I think Ryan Garcia, he proved that. He's a better fighter. He might not be a better fighter all the time. He's a better fighter, gosh dang it, last night he was. That damn last night he was a better fighter. I'm trying to catch up to all the comments, my fault. I appreciate y'all rocking me as always too, man. This stream is popping, man. I really love it, man. I love talking boxing. I think Inoue beats all of them. Nakatani, the only one who has a chance. I agree with that. Inoue versus Loma at 130. Who says no? I don't know. It depends. I got to see how comfortable Inoue is at 130 before I can make that assessment. Yeah, I have to see how comfortable he is at 130. Right now, today, well, Loma he'll be losing a lot of weight too. So I don't know. I would lean towards Loma though, to be honest. Let me see if Benavidez' brute strength works on bigger guys. Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that too, Jensen. Loma was on a tear after he lost to Tio, the best he's ever looked. But then he went through the war, and I felt like he was never the same. Yeah, he's getting a little older too. But I think Loma. I'm gonna be honest. I like Lomachenko. I'm not the biggest Lomachenko fan, but I like Lomachenko. I think he wins against Kambosos. But I always felt like maybe since he came out, he has a strong amateur background, amateur pedigree. But I felt like. It's funny how people say like Ryan Garcia disrespects the sport with his antics and stuff like that. I think people disrespect the sport in a different way. I feel like Lomachenko was disrespectful to the professional ranks of boxing. Now, it might not just be Lomachenko, but his team, and him. He had a championship. I don't know how much you watch boxing. I'm assuming, but I'm going to explain anyway. Lomachenko came in. He had an extensive amateur background, and I'm not mad at that. I respect it. He's a beast amateur. So was Guillermo Rigondeaux. Lomachenko came in his second fight. They got a championship fight against Orlando Salido. They thought Orlando Salido was easy pickings because he seemed like he was a one-dimensional fighter. Orlando Salido beat the hell out of Lomachenko, and I loved it because I felt like it was so disrespectful.
Here you go. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm tired of that. It was so disrespectful. You done hit me in my mouth with some goddamn money.
I felt like it was so disrespectful for, I don't care how good your amateur background is. You coming in and getting a professional, you getting a championship fight, your second fight, and he was the favorite? Man, Orlando Salido just bullied him around, and he showed him like his different levels, So, and that might be why I don't really care for Lomachenko. Like I said, I think he's good, and I acknowledge he's a great fighter. I acknowledge his greatness, but I never really cared for. I always thought he was kind of overhyped a little bit. But I will agree, yeah, Lomachenko's good though. I can't take that from him. I don't remember what point I was making. Lomo's on a tear. Lost to Tia. Yeah, but I don't know. What I say, I don't think he's like a lot of people always think he's a favorite in every fight he steps in. I don't think so. I said fighter. Yeah, you said fighter, Merle. Also, somebody else said boxer though. So that's why I wasn't saying what you said. I was agreeing with what you said, and I said that I just wanted to make a distinction because of what you said. I know you said fighter, so I was agreeing with you. But somebody else said that about they compared Ryan Garcia as a boxer. That's why I was making the distinction. So I was saying I agree with you as a fighter, but as a boxer, yeah. I said fighter, yeah, Wu-Tang or NWA. Ooh, that's tough. I think from a historical standpoint and what it meant to hip hop, I got NWA. But for me, who would I listen to more? I would listen to Wu-Tang more. I felt Loma got robbed against who? Against Orlando Salido? Hell no. He lost that fight. Or are you talking about against Devin Haney? Like I said, I don't think it's a robbery. I think against Devin Haney, it could have went either way. I had Lomachenko winning as well. I had Lomachenko winning by 2 rounds. I remember that. I scored it. I had Lomachenko winning by 2 rounds against Devin Haney, but I don't think it was a robbery because a robbery means that there's no way that someone took something. Devin Haney it wasn't taken from Lomachenko. It was a close fight. It could have went Lomachenko's way, it could have went Devin Haney's way, or it could have went a draw. So sometimes close fights happen. You can't have a fight that could go either way and simultaneously be a robbery. You got to be one. You got to pick one. So I don't think he was robbed against Devin Haney, but I do think he could have won. I had him winning. This channel fire. I appreciate that, Kai. Thank you so much. Big sub in the building. Thank you, Kai. I appreciate that. That means a whole lot to me, man. You trying to grow. That's what we trying to do. I appreciate the compliment too. He said we fire. Big fire. Let's get right, man. Thank you. Also, this has happened before. If you come to pro boxing with a gold medal, you're gonna be no. That's facts. That's facts. I'm not saying it's isolated to Lomachenko. I'm not saying that he didn't deserve it. I just said that I felt that it was a little. it was a little cocky. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny that people talk about how braggadocious and cocky and conceited Floyd is. I don't think he is. I just think he's confident, and he backs it up all the time. I think Adrian Broner is cocky. You know what I'm saying? I think he's, you know what I'm saying? I thought his antics were a little braggadocious. I think Floyd, he earned that. You know, he was he been through the wars. He demonstrated his ability. So you should be confident. You want to be prideful and confident. So I'm okay with that. But I thought that with Lomachenko coming in and getting a championship fight, his second fight, I felt like that was a little what's the word I'm looking for? I felt like it was a little disrespectful to the professional ranks and all the other professional fighters, championship level fighters, and I felt like it was a little what's the word? Not ambitious, but overzealous. But you know you can't beat a champion undisputed by points. The only way is to KO or knock down 3 times. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, please hit the like button. Thank you, Merle. I appreciate that, brother. Please hit the like button on the channel. It really helps a lot, and it's free. You said that you can only. Yeah, I mean I agree with that. You got to take. I agree that you got to take the belt. I don't think you have to knock out somebody, but you do have to take the belt. But I don't think. Let me see how I can phrase this, because it's kind of hard, right? You know, sometimes I'm torn with that sentiment. Like, you have to take the belt, yes, because you have to win. But what I think so is that it doesn't matter in the manner that you win, but you cannot be winning slightly and then take off the last 4 or 5 rounds because you think you're up. Like, that's not, you know what I'm saying? You don't do that. You know, this is boxing, man. So sometimes we blame the judges, of course, and rightfully so. Sometimes a lot of times the judges be selling. I don't know what they be watching, but we know this happens. So why would you take your foot off? Like, even Ryan Garcia, when we were doing the live stream yesterday, what was I saying with Ryan Garcia? I was getting mad at Ryan. I was like, bro, why are you not finishing out the rounds? Stop thinking that you should, he was winning, but sometimes you'll see him step off the gas. Maybe he was getting a little tired, exhausted, whatever, but you could be tired tomorrow. I was like, bro, you are winning this fight, but don't you dare think that they won't rob you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta know that as a boxing connoisseur, especially as a boxing participator, but as a boxing observer, these judges will not hesitate to rob you. For whatever reason, if you think there's a conspiracy, or you think that there is somebody's back pocket getting paid, whatever the case is, or maybe they just have a blurred vision, hell, or maybe, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be cognizant of that and aware of that. And I thought Ryan Garcia was prematurely taking off some rounds at the end because he thought that he was winning comfortably or whatever, or maybe he was just tired. I don't know. But, you know, and sure enough, what happened? One of the judges called it a draw. How the hell did you call that a draw? Like, that made no sense. I don't know. Like, you got to be dumb, goofy, silly, or stupid. How is that a draw? I have no clue, but that happens. That happens. Look at Sean McComb, the fight prior to the main event, the co-main event. Sean McComb got robbed. You know, right, Arnold Barboza. Oh, let me not say it, but that's the thing too. It's not Arnold Barboza's fault. It's not the fighter's fault. Fighters just fight. Judges are the ones that judge. So we got once again, we got to direct our energy into the appropriate place. It's not the judge's fault when you know what I'm saying. It's not Devin Haney's fault that you feel that they robbed Lomachenko. It wasn't Devin Haney. It was the judges. You know, like I said, I don't think he was robbed. I don't think Devin Haney. I mean, I don't think. I thought Devin Haney's win was fine because I honestly thought it could have went either way. I thought the most appropriate thing probably would have been a draw, but I had Lomachenko winning, but it's not a robbery because it was a close fight, and they had Devin Haney winning closely. So, but the point is, you got to know that these things happen, especially in boxing, because, you know, there's 3 judges. One judge might value aggression. One judge might value evasion and counterpunching. One judge might value, hell, you know, people are human, and unfortunately, whether you like to hear it or not, some people are, you know, a little racist, you know, some people might value a complexion, or maybe they, you know, may be from a similar country from you, or they see part of themselves in you or in the fighter. So maybe that may add some bias, you know. So whatever it is, people are different, and you have to know that, and you have to make sure that you win in a dominant fashion, so you don't put yourself in a position to be robbed. Now, of course, sometimes, you know, good fights happen, and, you know, your opponents are going to be good, and there's an even fight or whatever, but you got to go out your way to win definitively. That's just how boxing is. Or I should say prejudice. I should say racist. I should say prejudice. Excuse me. I should say some of the judges are prejudiced, and I mean, some people are, you know. I mean, look how many people y'all watch boxing, man. Boxing is probably the most divisive sport when it comes to ethnicity, when it comes to countryism or nationalism, wherever somebody's from. It's one of the most divisive sports, you know, and sometimes boxing does that on purpose to sell because controversy sells and division sells, you know, and I don't agree with that. I like good boxers, you know. I don't care if you're Mexican, I don't care if you're Nigerian, I don't care if you're Filipino, I don't care whatever it is. I don't care if you're a good boxer, I like you. You know what I'm saying? I like that's what I value. I value a boxer's skill, so that's what I prefer. But some people are a little more shallow than that, if you want to be, for lack of a better term, and then particularly casuals, you know, they don't know boxing, so they just see somebody that may look like them or come from the same place, and there's nothing wrong necessarily. There's not necessarily anything wrong with that, you know, that works for them, but that don't work for me. I like good boxers, and you know, and it's hard for me to deny someone's greatness. If someone's good, even if I don't like them personally, like if they said some stuff in the media that I didn't like, or they acted a certain way, or they did something that turned me off or makes me perturbed, then I will still respect their skills if they have good skills. I call it like I see it. Like I said, I made it very clear I don't really care for the Haneys because I feel like they're disingenuous, and they be lying a lot. They be capping a lot, saying stuff that they don't really mean or they don't really do. But I also say that I think Devin Haney is one of the most skilled boxers in the game. Stay the same. I appreciate that, Meezy. Appreciate that, brother. So I ain't here to judge anybody. I just tell you how I feel, and that's why I make videos. And it's so funny to me because this is how you know that you're doing the right thing, bro. Because or you staying true. Because I will drop a video, bro, and people will tell me in the same video now, and the same. Not I want to say in the same video. Sometimes in the same video, I've been told that I made a video about Canelo. So I can't remember what it was about fully, but I was like, you know. I was saying that Canelo was a good fighter and all this stuff or whatever, and that Munguia is a good fight. Some people were saying that I don't like. One person called me a sellout, and then another person said that I was racist towards. They called me racist because something about Inoue or something, and I was like, how am I racist? I said, so Canelo's black, so how am I racist? So that's how you know you're doing the right thing. When people on different sides both accuse you of being impartial. I was like, come on, man, that joke was crazy, bro. I have Canelo. That's what it was. I think I was talking about Canelo in a video, but I actually have Inoue's the pound for pound number 2, and I have Terrence Crawford pound for pound number 1. Somebody told me I only have Terrence Crawford above Inoue because he's black. I was like, okay, and then somebody also told me that I only had Canelo behind Inoue because I love Asians or something like that. I said, oh, okay, that's how you feel. That's how you feel. I just be ignoring them, man. I try my best. Sometimes I respond, and I'm guilty of responding. You know, sometimes I be saying my little slick comments, but I don't know, man. I really watch boxing, man. I couldn't feel that. I couldn't be that way if I tried, bro. It's because it's not that serious to me. Yes, sir. My boy Jay. But yeah, so I'm just excited. I don't know how you could be mad at the fight last night, man. Even if you're going for Devin Haney, okay, I can understand someone's upset if you're a Devin Haney fan. But as a boxing fan, bro, y'all know, like I said, I still respect Devin Haney and Bill Haney, what they accomplished in the sport. Shout out to the father-son duo, man. You know, and I know the troubles, you know, and the trials and tribulations that we go through, especially being black in America and stuff like that. You know, you can have different hardships and stuff like that. And I'm saying other people don't have their hardships too, but you know, I'm also relate and sympathize or empathize rather with that struggle. You know, so I respect what they're doing, but at the same time, I call it, like I said, they do a lot of capping and stuff like that. And even then, still, even though I'm not a big Haney fan, I was just like, God, see that boy. I was feeling bad. I felt bad, bro, the way Ryan Garcia was doing it, bro. You know, I was rooting for Ryan Garcia. I had money on Ryan Garcia, but I felt bad because at the same time, maybe because I boxed before. You know, I used to box as an amateur boxer, so I know what it takes to be like to get beat on. And I never got beat on like that, you know. But I never fought at that level either, to the you know, the caliber of fighters that they're fighting. But I just feel like, man, that it takes a lot of heart to go in the ring, mano y mano, whether you're good or you're bad. It takes a lot of heart to do that. One mano y mano or mano y mano, you know. So shout out to the men and women, they're warriors. And, you know, people have died in that ring. So people got seriously hurt in that ring, you know. So I always respect them, man. And it takes a lot, whether you're good or not, you know. I respect a lot. Every fighter that steps in that ring, you know. Okay, no excuses. Once you in that ring, you in there for 3 minutes. No matter what happens. unless you get knocked out. Bill talking shit about Haney moving to 147. Now his boy can't even make a one. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, I watch boxing too much. That's what I say when people ask me why I don't like the Haneys. I tell people I don't. It's not that I dislike them. I just don't really care for them because I said I watch boxing so much that I see the cap. You know, when they be capping and stuff like that. It's not my fault. I just observe it, and you know. So I see I pay attention to boxing too much, so I be seeing the caps. So that's why they kind of get on my nerves. But my favorite is Gervonta Tank Davis. I don't think they can hold a candle to Tank, and I think that's why they strategically left the 140-pound division. Now, is Tank partially to blame too? Of course, you know they can all fight each other. You know, I just think some of them are more to blame than others. Like Devin Haney, Tank, Teofimo, Shakur, all of them are to blame. Subriel Matias too. All of them are to blame for not fighting each other. And that's why I like Ryan Garcia so much because he's the only one that's seemingly willing to fight each other. And but it's just that where was I going with that? Oh yeah, they're all partially to blame for them to seemingly avoiding each other, not making these fights happen. But I do think some are to blame more than others. You know, it's like with the Haneys, for example. I don't think that they really want to fight Shakur. But then, you know, like when he tried to fight when Shakur and them were supposed to be fighting and they lowball Shakur. Even Floyd came out and said, yeah, man, they gave Shakur a very low offer. Like nobody with any dignity as a man gonna take that offer. But some people who are fans of Devin Haney will say Shakur didn't really want to fight Devin Haney or else he would have took that money. Man, I'm a man at the end of the day, man. I'm not the biggest Shakur Stevenson fan either. You know, I feel like he be tweeting too much. But I do recognize his game, and I feel him on that, bro. You ain't gonna let somebody lowball you like that, you know. So I think that goes to them being disingenuous, you know, when they offer a low ball, they make a low ball offers, you know that you know they're not gonna accept that. You know, so it's kind of like with David Benavidez when they claimed that Canelo offered them the minimum, but they messed around and said yes. You know, so shout out to Benavidez. But I think that, you know, I think Canelo should fight Benavidez, but at the same time too, I think Benavidez should also not predicate your career off the actions of another man. If he doesn't want to fight you, bro, you're great. Go establish your legacy with other fighters. Go do your own thing, man. You're a man's and woman's legacy and future is only dependent on two things: faith in God and your own hard work and dedication. So you steady trying to ride Canelo's coattails. It's like I respect you. Call him out. Hell yeah, call him out. But if he doesn't want to fight you, he's adamantly clear about that, man. Go about your business, man. You know. So it's a mixture of both. I want to see Canelo and I want to see Benavidez. I wish Canelo would fight him. I want Canelo to fight him. But David Benavidez could be great without Canelo. And same with Boots. Boots need to go fight people too. Instead of trying to chase Bud all day. I want Bud to fight Boots, but if Bud don't want to fight him, man, Boots go be great, bro. You don't need Bud to be great. Bud ain't need you to be great. But yeah, I don't know about Devin Haney going to 147. I mean, I still think he could. Like I said, I even though Ryan beat him, I think Ryan's a good fighter. I don't think he's the best. I don't think he's an elite fighter. But I don't think that everybody could do to Devin Haney what Ryan Garcia did to Devin Haney. I think people are sadly mistaken. But you know, the same people that say that are the same people that think that if you have one loss, you're trash. You know, it's like people. I couldn't believe how many people were coming out saying that Errol Spence. Look how many people say Errol Spence is trash. Before Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fought, Errol Spence was on everybody's pound for pound list. And the thing was, Errol Spence was arguing. It was a debate of who's the greatest welterweight, and they were included Errol Spence in that conversation. And same with Terrence Crawford, but it was a pound for pound battle. And the thing was like whose era of boxing this was, Errol Spence's or Terrence Crawford. And when they fight, we'll find out who it is. Now Errol Spence loses, all of a sudden he's trash. You see what I'm saying? He has one loss, and his only loss came to the pound for pound king in Terrence Crawford. He's the number one guy. If you can't lose to the number one guy and still be good, then nobody's good. You know what I'm saying? So I think you can't people are just ridiculous and extremists, man. Like, they're ridiculous, man. So while you don't want to lose, but one loss doesn't define your career. It's going to be harder to bounce back because not just because of your psyche. I think Devin Haney's psyche messed up because when you take he was beat on. That was a bad loss, man. That takes a lot out of you, man. So I'm going to applaud him if he comes back and he's as good as he was. But not only that part, he has to fight his own demons now. He also has to fight, the secret's out. It was already out with Jorge Linares. It was already kind of out with Lomachenko because Lomachenko kind of stunned him a little bit, you know. Now that cat's out the bag, brother. So, you know, so you think if he fights somebody like Esau Pitbull Cruz, what you think Esau Pitbull Cruz going to do? First of all, Esau Pitbull Cruz is already relentless. He's already a pressure fighter. Oh, he going to come on all gas, no brakes. He going to run up. As soon as that bell ring, ding, 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 he going to be in Devin Haney's corner for Devin Haney to step off the stool.
he gonna be in that man's face, bro. So it's gonna be harder now because he's gonna have to adapt, and I think he's capable of adapting, man. Because like I said, I ain't never been no hater, man. So I could not like somebody and still keep it funky. What Bill Haney and Devin Haney have accomplished in the sport of boxing at such a young age is phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? So do I think they're capable? Hell yeah, I think they're capable. It's gonna be a little harder, but they could do it. Now they have to fight each other, hold it on to the zero. We'll have to go right. Exactly. Well, exactly. WJ. Exactly, man. I don't mind. Okay, so we got to be honest. Like back to what I said about Errol Spence, we got to be honest. We'll be fooled and disingenuous to say that O's don't matter. O's matter because that helps you build your renown, helps you build your popularity because people are superficial. And I'm guilty of that too in my life. There's stuff that I like that's whatever superficial or things that glisten, and things that might be a little more glamorous. When you have an O, it's a little more glamorous. You know what I'm saying? It's a little nicer to look at. You know what I'm saying? A little more respected. But it's not the end all be all. Canelo's doesn't have an O, and he's a face of boxing. You see what I'm saying? But people respect when you also, people with common sense respect when you also challenge yourself. Canelo challenges himself. He lost to Floyd Mayweather, who's arguably the greatest boxer of all time, and he lost to Bivol because he moved up to light heavyweight, challenging himself. So it depends on how you get your O. Devin Haney got to be careful because we all know that Devin Haney strategically, whether you like him or not, if you deny this, then you don't really watch boxing. You're just a fanboy of a certain fighter, which is okay if that works for you. That don't work for me. Devin Haney strategically and selectively he's strategic with his career path, and he's very selective with his opponents. Ryan Garcia was not supposed to be a 50-50 fight. Obviously, look at the favorite. Right, Devin Haney was a 1,000-point favorite. Ryan Garcia was a negative 800 underdog at one point. So I don't believe that Devin Haney had any clue. He didn't think he had a chance to lose. So this was a complete miscalculation. When Canelo loses, when he lost to Floyd, I think he believed that he could lose. When he lost to Bivol, I think he believed he could lose. When Errol Spence lost to Terrence Crawford, I don't think he thought he could lose like that. I don't think he thought he was going to lose like that, but I think he thought he could lose because some fighters that's how they get going. They challenge themselves and they're like, okay, bet I could really lose, but I could also really win and be great. I don't think, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I think Devin Haney chases accolades and some people chase challenges. I think Tim Tszyu, he's not the caliber, he's not on the level of Devin Haney or whatever, like stuff like that, but I think he also challenges himself, which is why he fought through the cut and all that stuff. You can see it. Well, people are about that life. You can see what Errol Spence is about that life. Errol Spence would have died in that ring if that ref didn't stop it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he does. That's why you have to save the fighters for themselves. But everybody's not like that. And you don't have to be like that either. I'm not saying you have to do anything extreme as die or something like that. But some people get off from the challenges. I think Devin Haney, I'm not sure he gets off from the. I think he gets off from the trophy. And that's okay too. But yeah, agree. Yeah, thank you. So I think that's why the O is more important. So I think the O means a lot to somebody like Devin Haney. That's the point I was getting at. Ryan Garcia, I don't think the O means as much as you can see with he fought Tank and then he fought Devin Haney. I think Ryan Garcia thought he could lose. I don't know if he thought he could lose against Devin Haney, but I think he thought he could lose against Tank. I think he thinks he could lose against Terrence Crawford, but I still think that he would fight him because historically, Ryan Garcia seems like he's about that life. He has that fighter spirit. He has that warrior spirit. You know what I'm saying? You can say whatever you want about him. Maybe he approaches the game untraditionally. Maybe he's a little lackluster with his dedication to the sport. Whatever you want to say, whatever. But maybe he's not as ambitious. But it is what it is. He will fight. As much as I like Tank, I'm not sure Tank. I think Tank. That's the thing. Tank is kind of different. Maybe you might call me biased. I don't think I'm biased. I think I'm truthful. I think Tank will fight anybody at 135. I don't think Tank will fight anybody at any weight class, and I don't think that's a problem. Look at B-Hop. B-Hop got notoriety from having the most successful title defenses at middleweight, right? So you don't have to people act like there's just one path to greatness. You don't have to be an 8-division champ to be great like Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? You could dominate. You could be great and dominate your weight class too. It's just that a quicker way to establish that renown and that greatness is to travel up weight classes. The same way Naoya Inoue. I think if Naoya Inoue wants to be considered one of the greatest, and have that mainstream appeal, then I think he has to travel. But I don't think he has to travel abroad to be great, period. Like, he could stay in Japan and people still would respect his greatness, that know boxing. But in order to be remembered and recognized as one of the best in the world, then you have to increase your exposure. And how you do, one way to do that is to travel and fight abroad, you know. And he said that he wants to be known as one of the best, and he fights for legacy. Well, if you do that, then unfortunately, or fortunately, depends how you look at it, you have to travel, because when now your Inoue fights, he fights at freaking 4 o'clock in the morning on a gosh dang Tuesday. Only my crackhead ass is waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch boxing. Nobody in America is waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday to watch anybody box, especially somebody they haven't heard of, no matter how good you are. So that's just part of it. So people got to understand, no one's saying that, oh, we're hating on where your homeland is from, or Japan or anything like that. No one's hating on it. Well, and nobody with common sense. I know I'm not. I can't speak for everybody, but I'm speaking for myself. I'm not hating on the fact that he's great. Hell, he's my number 2 pound for pound fighter. I think he's the second best fighter of all of boxing, pound for pound wise. I think he's great. But in order to build it, I mean, he's gonna end up like Joe Calzaghe. I made brothers needs to fight brothers, period. Right. What's up, Chaz? Ryan, the new king of Wakanda. Brothers need to fight brothers. He's the new king of Wakanda. I mean, hey, he can have that for today. Ryan Garcia is the new face of drugs. That's crazy, zombie. Prince face our screen is my reaction to the title asking if Ryan Garcia is the new face of boxing. The Prince face? That's crazy. Yeah, I don't think he's a face of boxing either, but I think he's on that trajectory if he can keep winning. But yeah, I just think that what was I saying? With now anyway, like he'd be like Joe Calzaghe. Like Joe Calzaghe, for those of you that don't know, and rightfully so, if you don't, Joe Calzaghe was 46-0. 46-0? I think 46-0. It's off the top of my head. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's 46-0. But it's still Cinco de Mayweather. Talk to him. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy. But look at Joe Calzaghe. If I ask you right now, Kai, I say, who's the greatest boxer of all time? Are you going to say Joe Calzaghe? Are you going to say Joe Calzaghe, or are you going to say...
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
Exactly. Who else? Zombie. If I say Joe Calzaghe is the best boxer of all time, you're going to say, you crazy. You're going to say, P, you're going to say, Doc, you're crazy. P, you're crazy. Because Joe Calzaghe, even though he's 46-0, whether you like it or not, exactly, you're going to say Ali. You're going to say Floyd. You're going to say Julio Cesar Chavez. You're going to say, who else? You're going to say so many people. Some people say Roy Jones. Some people say Sugar Ray Robinson. Some people say Sugar Ray Leonard. You're not going to say, some people say Roberto Duran. No one's going to say Joe Calzaghe. You know why? Because Joe Calzaghe never left Wales. He left Wales to fight who? He fought Roy Jones and B-Hop at the end of their careers in the United States. And guess what? They're both 40. So rightfully so, he doesn't get the respect. I know Joe Calzaghe. I think he was a beast. But no, he does not deserve to be in the GOAT conversation because he never fought outside of Wales. And that's the point that I'm making. That's the correlation I'm making with Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue is still great. I think he's great because I watch boxing. I think Joe Calzaghe is great because I watch boxing. But if you're not going to be considered the greatest of all time if you never leave your homeland, because the time difference and unfortunately the mecca of boxing outside of Saudi Arabia right now, very recently, the mecca of boxing is Las Vegas. You could be mad at it. You could dislike it. You could ignore it. But that don't mean it's any less true. So Joe Calzaghe is not considered one of the best, not because of his record or lack of, but because his best wins are freaking Jeff Left Hook Lacey and Mikkel Kessler. People say Roy Jones and B-Hop are his biggest names, but when he fought them, they were definitively on the decline of their career. That wasn't respectable wins. You see what I'm saying? So Joe Calzaghe, that could happen. I mean, the same thing that happens to Joe Calzaghe, that could happen to Naoya Inoue if his exposure isn't up. So no one's saying that he's not good enough or skillful enough to be considered one of the best of all time. Hell yeah, he is. Well, it would seem like he is. I think he is. But he has to build that demand and that anticipation for him. Nobody better say Floyd. Shut the hell up, zombie. Inoue makes millions in Japan. He beat that boy Steph. He did beat Steph Fulton. Yep, he did. He said, people say, yeah, some people say Tyson. I don't think Tyson's a GOAT, but I do like, hey, Tyson's a legend. He's like, I don't think Tyson's a GOAT though. And anyway, makes millions, but what does that have to do? You see what you just did, Marcos? What does that have to do with the conversation that we just had? You're talking about he makes millions. No one denied that he doesn't make money in Japan. Did you see how people have selective hearing? I didn't say that he won't get rich in Japan. I didn't say that he won't be great. I didn't even say he won't be great. He's great. He's a number 2 pound for pound in my opinion. Some people have a number 1. But if he wants to build the worldwide global renown and popularity, he has to travel. You see, people hear what they want to hear. I think the new mecca of boxing is Saudi. Yeah, I said that, but Jay, The Saudi Arabia is the Mecca for how long? They just started fighting in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, a year or two ago. So yes, but historically, the Mecca has been Las Vegas. And even if it's not Las Vegas, you gotta go somewhere else. You don't have to go to America. You don't have to go to Saudi, but you have to travel to get. That's how people know who you are. You see what I'm saying? That's the point I'm making. That's the only point I'm making. And yeah, and I think Riyadh. I think it's a little premature to say they're the new Mecca. I think Vegas still has it, historically speaking. But yeah, Riyadh is definitely, they're making moves. Anyway, that's a fact. Anyway could fight in Saudi Arabia next. Boom. And that gives you more exposure. But to stay in Japan, I think that's going to limit your exposure. We know that. Bro, look, bro, I'm going to show y'all something because y'all think I'm bullshitting. I feel like some of y'all think I'm bullshitting. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Canelo versus Munguia, I can't wait for that fight. That's going to be a great fight. Let me show you something, bro. Let me make sure I'm not lying before I show you this. December 26th. All right, chat. Look at this. Let me show you this real quick. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Hold on. I'm trying to find this thing on my... Okay, bet. All right. Look at this. 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 Now you're Inoue. This is now you're Inoue, right? The monster, right? You know I'm watching Canelo versus Munguia, bro. I watch all the fights. Come on, man. Don't disrespect me, bro. You know my team. Look, Marlon Tapales. This was for an undisputed. Look at all these belts. 4 belts. 4-belt era. That means it was undisputed. This was an undisputed matchup against Marlon Tapales, right? Marlon Tapales. The Filipino champion, right? This was now your Inoue, right? Watch the point I'm going to make. They fought on December 26th of 2023. Please go to your phone or go to your calendar. Tell me what day December 26th was. I'll wait. Tell me what day that was. Tell me what day of the week December 26, 2023 was, Marcos. Since you said he makes so many millions in Japan. Please tell me. I'll wait. I know, but I want y'all to tell me. I just showed you that it was, so you know there's no cap in my rap. I'm not making up shit. So y'all, somebody tell me what day December 26 was of 2023. Problem is there ain't anybody for Inoue to fight in Vegas. We need American champion. Yeah, I agree. That's tough. That's a big road. That's a hardship. I agree with that sentiment, that statement and sentiment. But it doesn't have to be an American fight. Inoue fought in America 3 times. I think he fought an Australian in America. It doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to fight an American to fight in America. I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me what December 23rd was. I mean December 26, 2023. Please tell me what day that was. The day after Christmas, yeah, but tell me what day. Tell me what day of the week it was. Like, was it a Saturday? Tell me what day of the week, Kai. Please. Because I'm gonna make a point. I'm about to prove a point. And it was a Tuesday. Thank you, Jay. It was a Tuesday. Who the hell is watching boxing on a Tuesday? Who is watching boxing? That was an undisputed. That was a fight for a second undisputed championship. It was on a Tuesday at 4 o'clock in the morning. How do I know? Because I watched it. Who the hell in America? Who the hell in Canada? Who the hell in South America is watching a boxing fight? Japan is watching. Right, so he's big in Japan. That's the point, Marcos. That's the point. You're proving my point. So in order to be big globally, you have to fight in other places to build exposure. Nobody in England is watching a boxing fight on Tuesday at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's my point. So you're talking about he's big in Japan. Yes, you'll be a national hero, okay? You'll be a legend in Japan. If you have ambition to be a legend globally, you have to fight in other places besides Japan. That's the point. You just made my point, Marcos. Thank you. Yeah, I saw when he beat Steph. Yeah, you saw when he beat Steph because you live in America and he was fighting an American. That's probably the only fight that you saw. You probably only saw him fight against an American, right? You didn't watch him fight against Marlon Tapales, who was a Filipino, even though that was an undisputed championship because it was on Tuesday at 4 a.m. I watched it. You ain't watch it. He said, damn, yeah, no one, thank you, Kai. Nobody is watching, but that, and that's a roadblock. That's why people say he has to travel. People aren't saying he has to travel because we think America is just better than Japan. No, we're not saying that England is better than Japan or Australia is better than this. No, but in order to get the global renown, in order to get that exposure, in order to get people interested in you, people have to see you. You see what I'm saying? In other words, people just read about, oh, now you're in a way. He got an undisputed championship. Okay, I'm reading my paper while I'm on the toilet. I just read that now you're anyway beat Marlon Tapales for another undisputed championship. Good for him. Next. Nobody actually watched him fight. That's the point. You talk about Japan. Well, he's already a star in Japan. That's not a question. The question is, are you going to be a star everywhere else? He fought mainly in Vegas. I saw. Yeah. He fought 3 people in Vegas. He fought 3 times. He fought 3 times in Vegas. That was early in his career, number 1. And who were those opponents? Do you know them? But the big point is, like Jay said, if he wants to fight in America, it's tough because those are smaller divisions. So that is tough. But you got to try. Sometimes you got to make sacrifices. I mean, I do think he makes the most money in Japan. Yeah, so if it's about money, that's fine. No one's questioning that. But he has said himself that he has ambition. He has the ambition to be to leave a legacy and be known as one of the best. And I think he's capable. I think he has the skills to be one of the best. But you also have to have that availability to be one of the best. No, Jay, I'm not saying that he shouldn't fight on a Tuesday. Like I said, please don't confuse what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he shouldn't fight on a Tuesday. I'm not saying that he can't. I'm saying that he did. It doesn't matter the reason why. The point is that people, especially in America, at 4 o'clock in the morning, some people are probably still sleeping and they're waking up for 6 o'clock in the morning to go to their job on Tuesday. You see what I'm saying? They don't have free time at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch a boxing fight. That's the point that I'm making. The point I'm making is the exposure or lack of. I'm not saying that he could do whatever he wants, but that's why people are. Yeah, I can't explain it anymore, man. I feel like I already articulated it very well. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting tired of it. I feel like I'm just repeating myself now. 2 months before the fight, the NTB big capacity, but big capacity building is already taken. Yeah, facts. Yeah, concerts, especially in the the Tokyo Dome and stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm not saying that he shouldn't. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it. Some of y'all were in the stream when I watched it. I'm gonna watch it. I love boxing. And plus, I'm blessed to, try to make this something I do all the time, even though it's a struggle right now, but hopefully it'll get bigger and better. But yeah, that's what it is. I'm gonna watch it, but the rest of the world is not. The majority. Yeah, I figure you get it. But the majority of people that watch boxing aren't boxing purists. The majority of the people that watch, same with the Super Bowl, right? It's the same concept. So those of you that watch American football, I don't, but it's the same concept, man. It's all sports, right? The majority of people that watch the big games or the big fights or whatever it is, they're not purists. They're not keeping up with everybody else. It's like the Super Bowl, right? Everybody that's at the Super Bowl or watching the Super Bowl, they're not big football fans, but it's like an event, right? So an undisputed championship should be an event. That's a big fight. You think the majority of people that are gonna purchase the fight for Canelo versus Munguia or gonna watch the fight, you think they know who the hell Munguia is? Hell no. The majority of them, they're watching because it's Canelo. Canelo's a big fighter. Canelo's on all the cereal boxes in Mexico. Canelo's on all the billboards in Mexico. Canelo's a global star. So they hear, okay, bet, man, it's an event. Let's have a party. Let's invite some workers over. Let's have some a kickback. You know what I'm saying? So these sporting events are seen. You gotta remember that sports breaks barriers because people forget about their troubles and people forget about their conflicts. People forget about, and they just focus on the sport. It's an event. It's like a party. It's an excuse to throw a party. Niggas ain't throwing, excuse me, sorry. I got carried away. People aren't throwing parties at 4 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. Anyways, number 1, I don't think, Terrence Crawford's number 1 for me. I don't have a problem. He's number 2 for me, so if someone had now you anyway number 1, okay. I don't think that's a problem. I just disagree. I have Terrence Crawford number 1. Munguia is famous on the West Coast, bro.
Oh yeah, you're picking and choosing what I'm saying, bro. I'm not saying that I know Munguia. What I'm saying, he's not as popular as Canelo. People aren't watching him fight Canelo. People aren't interested in the fight because of Munguia. They're interested because of Canelo. If you debate that, then you got it, bro. I wouldn't even waste my time arguing with you. That's not even an argument. So anyway, needs to fight in Vegas if he wants to explore. Thank you, Jay. Jay gets it. And if you want exposure to England, you may have to take your ass to the O2 arena. You see what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Hey, take care, Jay. I appreciate you coming through and dropping that knowledge, man, and chopping it up with me. So this is not. I'm not knocking. I'm not taking aim at Munguia or shitting on Munguia. I like Jaime Munguia. The point is that he's not the big star. That's why everybody wants to fight Canelo. Terrence Crawford wants to fight Canelo. David Benavidez wants to fight Canelo. Hell, everybody wants to fight Canelo. Jake Paul wants to fight Canelo. We'll do 40 million viewers in Latin America. Hey, Munguia versus Canelo is going to do a lot of money because of Canelo, not because of Munguia. Stop it. Where does Ryan rank amongst top fighters right now? Ooh, down. Ooh, that's a good question, man. Top fighters. Wait, top fighters in general or just top fighters at the 140 division? You got to ask for specificity. Let me know what I'm talking about. Because top fighters in general, he's relatively in the same position. But at 140, he's made significant improvements. So let me know. Let me know what you, top fighters in sport, he's nowhere close. At 140, okay, so at 140, you got to put him up there. I'm not gonna say he supplants. I'm not gonna say they exchange spots because I before that fight, I think the majority of people had Devin Haney number 1 at 140. It's a close. They say that 140 is the deepest division for a reason. It's a highly contentious division. I love the super middleweight, super lightweight division. You know, Teofimo, Subriel Matias, Devin Haney, and Isaac Pitbull Cruz, and not to mention the other contenders in there. You know what I'm saying? You have Josh Taylor. I don't know if Josh Taylor's. He's saying that he's going for 140, 147, so I'm not sure where he's at. I'm still going to count him as 140. You have Sandor Martin in there. You could throw in there. You have so many people at 140. That's just scratching the surface. Ryan Garcia, of course. So right now, Raymond Morotala, no, he's at 135. But so right now, I wouldn't say that you take Devin Haney and put Ryan Garcia at number 1 now, but Devin Haney has definitely dropped it. Ryan Garcia, I think Ryan Garcia should be considered probably number 4. I know he's not a champion. I know because he missed weight, but it'd be very hard for me to put. I might have to put him above Isaac Pitbull Cruz right now, because Devin Haney, that's a hell of a win, man. I don't think he's better than Teofimo. So you're asking me where do I put him, right? I don't think he's better than Teofimo, but ranking, I might have to put him right behind Teofimo, bro. I might have before Teofimo had that terrible performance against Jermaine Ortiz, which I thought he won because I didn't think Jermaine Ortiz wanted to fight. So Jermaine Ortiz also at 140. I had Teofimo number 1, I had Devin number 2, and but when Teofimo had that terrible performance against Jermaine Ortiz, I flip-flopped him. I had Devin Haney number 1 and I had Teofimo number 2. But now that Devin Haney lost to Ryan Garcia, I got Teofimo back at number 2. I probably got Ryan Garcia at I got Devin Haney, I got Teofimo back at number 1. I probably got Ryan Garcia at number 2. And I probably put Subriel Matias and then Isaac Pitbull Cruz number 4. And I'll put Devin Haney after. Do you know who Sean O'Malley is? Yeah, the UFC fighter, yeah. They say Ryan versus O'Malley. Yeah, that's stupid. I'm not interested in that. That's my personal opinion, Marcos. He said Munguia is famous. Munguia is famous in a lot of places. He's not as famous as Canelo, bro. Like, I don't even know what you're arguing right now, bro. No one is arguing if Munguia is famous or not. The point is that Canelo is the face of boxing. No one says Munguia is the face of boxing. That's the point. So you're taking it somewhere else with that, bro. I'm not saying that Munguia is unknown. My point is that nobody in boxing, everybody else pales in comparison. Nobody is close to Munguia. I mean, to Canelo. So you arguing that Munguia is famous, that's a moot point. I don't even know what you're getting at with that. But yeah, I know who Sean O'Malley is, though. Yes, that's the pink hair dude. He just beat Brian Vera. But Brian Vera? Not Brian Vera. What was it? He just beat Cheeto Vera. Yeah, I know that Ryan been calling out everybody. Ryan called out Sean O'Malley. He called out Terrence Crawford. He called out Boots Ennis. He called out everybody. Jake Paul. So Ryan Garcia on all the smoke. But I think that's stupid. I'm not interested in that fight. If Devin fought Teofimo, you think Teo wins? Yes. Absolutely. Especially after last night, yes.
I thought it's funny. People used to get mad at me. I said I thought Teofimo beats Devin Haney before last night, but I thought it would be a good fight. Now, I think that's the thing, man. I still think Devin's great, but I think he's gonna have a harder road now because not only does he have to fight his psyche and his mentality off that devastating loss, because I think in some ways I think that his loss last night was worse than him just getting knocked out, because when you get beat on and out, he was outclassed. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was just muscled and beat on. And I'm not saying outclassed like Ryan was a better skilled boxer, but Ryan Garcia dominated him. You know, he knocked him down 3 times at a minimum. You could argue that he got knocked down 4 or 5 times. You know, he got beat up. You know, that takes a lot out of you. So if you're not a confident, strong person mentally and physically, but mostly mentally, then you're gonna have some doubts naturally. So he has to answer those questions within himself. He has to face those demons, and then also, almost not more importantly, because your outlook and your opinion on yourself is the most important, but secondly, and almost as important, is that people have see the blueprint now. Jorge Linares kind of cracked the door open when he stunned him and escorted him back to his corner. Lomachenko, if you paid attention, you know, more people, the quote unquote robbery overshadowed this, but some people saw Lomachenko stun Devin Haney too. But now Ryan Garcia came and kicked that door open. That thing is completely ajar. So everybody knows now. You think anybody's gonna hesitate to charge Devin Haney now? Hell no. They're gonna run him down, like they're gonna try to bulldoze him. They're gonna try to bulldoze him. Why do people say that it wasn't a knockout? Everybody, no one ever says in that last fight. People either say one or two things why Ryan Garcia didn't knock out Devin Haney last night. They either say because Ryan Garcia ran out of gas, or he's not effective enough with his punches, or they say the referee gave him some time to recover and kept interrupting Ryan Garcia and taking away his chances to knock him out, right? No one ever says that he didn't get knocked out because Devin Haney's defense was so good, or he was, you know what I'm saying, his boxing acumen was so great that he stopped Ryan Garcia from knocking him out, or no. It was either one or two things, either the ref or Ryan Garcia's lack of intent. That's it. So I think people are going to try to bulldoze him now. You think Tank versus Martin is worth pay-per-view? Frank Martin? Absolutely. Do you see that card? Absolutely. You know, David Benavidez and Alexander Vazik's on that card, and they're saying that Edwin De Los Santos versus Jose Rayo Valenzuela, the rematch, might be on that card as well. Hell yeah, that's pay-per-view. This was pay-per-view. Absolutely, that's pay-per-view. And Tank and Frank Martin is a better fight than Devin versus Ryan Garcia. Both of them are better. Like, Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney was big because of the background, you know what I'm saying, the history and that stuff, and the food, you know what I'm saying, and Ryan Garcia's social media his social media popularity. Dang, I couldn't think of the word popularity, because he's popular on social media. Tank versus Frank is a good fight because Tank's presence as well, but because Frank Martin is also a good fighter. Like I said, he's ranked higher than Ryan Garcia on the boxing rankings, especially maybe not now. He's not now, but prior to that fight, he was ranked higher than Ryan Garcia by all the sanctioned bodies. So competitively, Frank Martin and Tank is a better fight. So yes, I think that deserves to be. It's worth pay-per-view. I wish it wasn't, of course. The hell, I like to keep my money, but Tank versus Frank is definitely a pay-per-view, and it's even stronger now because David Benavidez and Alexander Vazik's on there. Benavidez flopped on pay-per-view. Benavidez is he's the co-main event, bro. He's not the main event, bro. Marcos, hey, I like you, Marcos. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta be patient with you, bro. My bad, bro. I like to get passionate, bro. I'm not. When I raise my voice, I'm just getting passionate, bro. I'm not coming at you because I see that you might be a little you know what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna lie, Marcos. When you talk to me, sometimes don't get mad at me, but I'm gonna have to play this a little bit.
Shut up, bitch!
I ain't gonna lie. Oh my god! So sometimes when you talk, I might play that animation. As no offense, I'm just having fun because you about to drive me nuts, bro. We talk about David Benavidez, and he's on the undercard, so he's not the main event. He's a co-main event, so it doesn't matter if he fought by himself. He's not by himself. It's Tank and Frank versus David Benavidez and versus Vazdik and other people. So it doesn't matter if he's by himself. So that's inconsequential, bro.
Bro, you know boxing, but I can't pay for every pay-per-view. I appreciate it, Marcos. I rock with you, bro. I'm just having fun, man. You're a good dude, bro. I like the question. You keep the conversation going. No matter how crazy some of your comments are, I appreciate you, brother. I say he didn't get knocked out because he wasn't as composed when he got those big hits on. I agree. You talking about Ryan Garcia, right? I agree. Ryan, but you saw him. He was like dancing and he was celebrating, and he wasn't. Like I said, I still maintain. I don't think Ryan Garcia is all the way there, bro. I know a lot of people are gonna forget and overlook, and this is gonna slide under the radar. His antics now because he won. His win is gonna take over. That's gonna be what everybody talks about. But I still don't think Ryan Garcia is 100% there, bro. I think he is going through some type of mental, maybe not a full mental breakdown, but he's going through something, man. And so I think that he's very expressive right now and demonstrative right now. So. Yeah, I think that he did not have his composure. I agree. Ryan would have gotten a KO if he was more composed. Yeah, I agree. 1,000%, Kai. But my bigger point was that it wasn't because of Devin Haney. Devin Haney had nothing to do with him not getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Whoa, Ryan is not on top of the world for being Haney. Matias is the best at 140. Ryan should hold that W and move up. Should hold that W. Whoa. Ryan is on top of the world right now, man. You can't, Ryan is on top of the world, Jose. You can't be disrespectful right now, bro. He's not the best at 140, I agree. It's just a conversation starter. But Matias is the best at 140. I disagree with that. I don't think Matias. I think Matias. I like Matias, but I think Matias is slightly. I'm not gonna say overrated because I think he's good, but I think he's a little overhyped. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Matias has to show me something, man. Matias looks good when he wins, but. He got to step his game up too. Everybody wants everybody to step up, but Tia's got to step up too. I think people are very much disregarding Liam Paro, and I think they're going to be in for a rude awakening. I think Liam Paro is good. That young boy out of Australia, I think he's going to be a good fighter. I think he's going to be a good competition. Last year I actually had him as my most. I gave him an award, Dr. Boxing Talk Award, for being the most. What I call it, the forecast of the year award. So I think that he's going to have the biggest breakout year. I anticipated last year at the end of December that he would have the biggest year of 2024 as far as like a breakout star. I didn't think he was going to fight Liam. I didn't think Liam Paro was going to fight Subriel Matias right out the gate. I ain't going to lie. To me, that's a little too ambitious, but I think he has a chance, man. I think people are writing him off, and I don't think that's smart. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Jose. Yeah. Ryan is on top of the world right now. Yeah, he's on top of the world today. He's on top of the world tomorrow, yesterday, today, and probably tomorrow. I'm not saying that he's the best, though. I was just going off of what I've been seeing. People are saying that he's the best at 140. I don't think he's the best at 140. I don't know if Subriel Matias is the best at 140. I would lean towards Teofimo personally. I thought it was Devin Haney up until last night. Slightly over Teofimo. Truth be told, I had Teofimo number one at 140 until he had that terrible performance against Jermaine Ortiz. And then I flip-flopped. I had Devin Haney number one and Teofimo slide to number two. Because I had them 1 and 2. But now after last night, naturally, I've got Teofimo back to number one for number 2. I have Devin Haney sliding down to like number 4 or 5. I have to think about it a little bit. And I have Subriel Matias somewhere behind them. I have Subriel Matias. I probably have Subriel number 2 right now. I have Teofimo 1, Subriel 2, Ryan Garcia 3, and probably Isak 4, probably. If I'm off the top of my head right now. Ryan's on top of the road. That's cool. Matias versus Pitbull should convince it. Yes, that'd be a great fight. However, I'm gonna be honest, man. Regardless of who wins, I think a Pitbull win is more impressive because Pitbull is still the smaller guy. I still look at him as a smaller one out of them. Maybe I think Pitbull get a couple more fights at 140 and then solidify himself at 140. But if Pitbull beats Matias, hey. I'm at 140. I like Pitbull. I like Pitbull the most, man. I think people write him off too. Pitbull, first of all, I think Tank is the best at 135 and 140. I think Tank is the best, but I think that Pitbull is people don't give Tank the credit that he deserves for being Pitbull, man. Not too many people will beat Pitbull. Watch, not too many people will beat Pitbull, bro. And I'm not sure Subriel beats Pitbull. I think it's a good fight. I think the smart money because it's at 140 will be on Subriel Matias. But man, I really like Pitbull, man. Bro, and see, that's the thing, Jose. What you just said. We gotta see Tio versus Matias, right? Matias, I don't know if this is true now, but Matias, I know. Well, this part is true. Matias and Teofimo were supposed to fight in February. It was never supposed to be Jermaine Ortiz. It was supposed to be Subriel Matias. Subriel Matias said he hurt his hand. I believe him,
because I give people the benefit of the doubt because I don't like to say I respect all these warriors, man, these men and women that hop in the ring. So unless I have definitive proof and definitive evidence that somebody's actually ducking, I don't really like to say somebody's ducking. So I believe that his hand was injured. But Teofimo in his camp and other people around that aren't in Teofimo's camp have said that Subriel Matias wasn't really hurt. He just didn't want to fight Teofimo anymore. And then, so Teofimo fought Jermaine. It was like, okay, bet, I'm going to fight you in the summer. Subriel Matias didn't want to fight Teofimo. He went and fought Liam Paro. So this shouldn't be Subriel versus Liam Paro. It should be Subriel versus Teo. But, you know, the fact that Teofimo had a bad performance against, what's my boy name? Jermaine Ortiz. You know, Subriel Matias' team came out and said they don't want to fight. They don't want to be involved in a boring fight. So you could look at that as a legitimate reason, or you could look at it as kind of an excuse. Because why the hell would Teofimo Subriel Matias be boring? Subriel Matias don't fight like Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz don't even fight like Jermaine Ortiz that night. Like that pissed me off, man. I like Jermaine Ortiz, but that pissed me off. He tried to finesse the boxing game. I didn't like that at all. So my point is that I'm not sure Matias even believes he's really what he thinks he is or what people say he is. I like Matias, but it's just kind of leading up like, man, I don't know how much Matias really wants to fight. So we got to see, man. He got to show me, man. He said, that's fair. I agree. I appreciate it, bro. I think so. If Matias does to Paro what he does, I don't know about Teo. And I agree. If Matias makes Paro look bad, because Paro looked very good against Montana Love. Not saying Montana Love was a good fighter, a great fighter, but he's good, you know, and he got him up out of there. Looked impressive. Now, one could argue Montana Love didn't seem like he was focused, you know, making music and all that stuff. I'm always an advocate for athletes, particularly boxers, not making music during their careers, but you know, because it doesn't turn out good. Look at Roy Jones. Roy Jones came out with the body headbangers, and he lost that same year. That's not a coincidence. Oscar De La Hoya, he came out with that album. He started recording the album in 29. What year was that? Whatever year that was, I can't remember. 99 or 98, and the same year that he started recording the album, he lost to Felix Trinidad. Same with Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner is not the level of fighter that Roy Jones or Oscar De La Hoya were, but he was also undefeated until he came out with that with the record company about billions and stuff. Then he lost. So I always think there's like a Madden curse. It's like a curse for boxers when they make music. However, Ryan Garcia dropped the album the morning of his fight, and he beat Devin Haney. So you know what I'm saying? Hey, curses are meant to be broken. You know what I'm talking about? So shout out to Ryan Garcia. But then again, Ryan Garcia, that wasn't his first loss either. He already suffered a defeat. So you know you got to think about that too. And there's some other people too. I think Nigel Benn dropped that album when he was undefeated, he lost his next fight. Pitbull was a beast. That's why that fight is big. Facts. Teo never pushed for the fight. Yeah, they say Teo never pushed for the fight. I don't know. Teo said he did. So, I mean, how much can you put? I don't know who to believe. Like I said, I can only take their words for it. Like I said, I don't know definitively, but when there's smoke, there's fire. So I don't know who avoided it more. Like I said, I think Subriel was really hurt, but I also believe that Teo wanted to fight. I believe them both. Who's lying? Who's being disingenuous? I don't know. I mean, that's for public opinion, right? I don't know for sure. Subriel versus Teo. I got Teo as well, Jensen. I got Teo as well. Matias wanted to sign with Top Rank for Teo, but Teo said no, so he signed with Hearn and Haney. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, that sounds good. If you're, you know, Devin Haney also said that Shakur didn't want to fight him because he didn't accept the offer to fight. But then you find out the offer was a low ball offer, right? So you know he's offering him crumbs. So there's always two sides to every story, man. So you know. And the same with what they say. If you ask Deontay Wilder back in the day, 10 years ago, a decade ago, they say that Anthony Joshua didn't want to fight him because they offered him $50 million. And then if you ask Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, they say that they offered Deontay Wilder $200 million when he went to go, but he chose to fight Tyson Fury instead. So yeah, there's always two sides to every story, man. So I don't know. Only them and God know, for real. Jansen Teo would need to come out strong for an early KO. Going 12 with Matias is too dangerous. I don't know, man. You know, Matias is not undefeated, and the dude that beat him knocked him down. Granted, it was a technical knockdown. It wasn't. He didn't hit the canvas, but it was counted as a knockdown because they said that Matias was only held up from the ropes. I can't remember the dude named Pedro Avadi. I can't remember his name, but you know what I'm talking about. And now Subriel Matias came back and avenged that loss. But if Pedro's could touch him, gosh dang right, I believe Teofimo could touch him. Gosh dang right, I believe a whole bunch of other fighters could touch him. So I'm not saying that Subriel will lose now because he's dangerous too. I just don't think that. It says that's why 140 is so great, because you could if you literally look at these fighters analytically, you could literally see how each one of them could lose. I mean, not literally see, but you could hypothesize how each one of them could lose. Will Shakur ever fight Tank? I don't know. I hope so, man. They all need to fight each other. Tank need to fight Shakur. Shakur need to fight. Still need to fight Devin. Devin need to fight T.O. T.O. need to fight Subriel. All of them need to fight, man. Shout out to Ryan Garcia, man. He the only one fighting, man. Each other. But I will be honest, too. I do think that they're avoiding Tank. I do. I think that they're talking a good game, but I think that they're avoiding Tank. I don't think, like I said, they're all to blame slightly. They can all be blamed, but I think some of them are to blame more than others. And I think that none of them really want Tank for real. I'm going to be honest. Shakur versus Tank, Pitbull versus Matias, Haney versus Tio should have. Ooh, those are nice. They need to fight. They need to fight Word next. Like I say, yeah. They need to fight Word. That's for sure. They all need to fight, man. Like I said, I think they can all get a piece of the blame, but I do think that some of them are avoiding each other more than others. You know, that's why I rock with Ryan, because Ryan be about that life. Do I think he's the best? No, but I do. But I like him. I like him the second most. I like Tank the best, and I think he's the best. I like Tank the most, and I think he's the best. But I like Ryan Garcia the second most, and I don't think he's the best, but he definitely making a case for himself. hey, he King Ryan today. You know what I'm talking about? He might not be King Ryan tomorrow, but he King Ryan today. He King Ryan today for sure. For sure. After last night, boy, he was dropping bombs on Devin. You hear me? Devin might never be the same after all. Yes, I think it's a possibility that Devin might not be the same, Marcos. I'm worried about that. Because, like I said, I don't care for the Haneys because I feel like they be capping. But I recognize greatness, and I do think that he's great, and I do think he's only 25. There's only one loss. I'm worried that he won't be. Do I think he can be? I think he could. I think he could bounce back and be better. You got to understand, he's only 25. What happened to Canelo after he fought Floyd? Canelo could have got worse. But he bounced back and got better. And you can literally see how Canelo improved. And he took stuff from Floyd's game and implemented it in his own. And he improved. That's why I always applaud Canelo. Because I'll be honest, I wasn't always a Canelo fan. I tell people this all the time. Canelo earned my fandom. When Canelo first fought Floyd Mayweather to me is the greatest of all time. I was going for Floyd. When Floyd fought Miguel Cotto, I really liked Miguel Cotto. I was going for Miguel Cotto. When Canelo fought Floyd, I was going for Floyd. When Canelo fought Cotto, I was going for Cotto. When Canelo fought Triple G the first time, I was going for Triple G. When Canelo fought Sugar Shane Mosley, I was going for Sugar Shane Mosley. So when Canelo fought Austin Trout, I was going for Austin Trout. But I was like, guys, damn. Every single time this man Canelo hop in the ring, he impresses me. Even if he loses, he impresses me. He impressed me against Floyd. He lost, he got beat up, but I was like, dang, this young bull got heart. You know what I'm saying? So Canelo earned my admiration, man. So I think I give him a lot of credit for improve. You can see how Canelo's head movement improved after fighting Floyd. You know what I'm saying? So Devin Haney, if he goes back to the drawing board, he could definitely improve. He's young. He has a capacity of being great, whether you like him or not. You can see that he has a capacity of being great. But psyche's a motherfucker. Look at Ryan Garcia, right? That psychological impact is a beast, man. Mental health ain't no. And I'm not saying that he's mentally damaged from a psychological from like a disorder standpoint. But what I'm saying is that could hurt your confidence. If you think you're the best and you get handled like that against somebody that you think you could beat, I guarantee you, Devin Haney did not think that he was gonna lose. I don't care what nobody say. If you watch Devin Haney, how they're very strategic, how they move throughout their career, they're very selective of who they fight. So and when they fight him. So I guarantee if Devin Haney even thought he had a slim chance of losing, if he thought he had a snowball's chance in hell in losing, besides of course the obvious puncher's chance of hopping in the ring, I don't think he would have fought Ryan Garcia. So I think that this was a major blow to them, but I do think he can bounce back. Am I worried that he might not ever be the same? Yeah, I'm worried about that. But I think he could bounce back, but it's gonna be very difficult, man. In my estimations, Subriel only fought nobody. The most notable fighter he beat is Ergashev, exactly, and Ergashev quit on the stool, which that's what Subriel Matias does. And Maxim Dadashev, God bless him and rest in peace, man. That's the guy that passed away. Buddy McGirt was his trainer. So yeah, Subriel hasn't really fought any high caliber opponents yet. So, Floyd never hurt Canelo, never scratched him. That's crazy, bro. Floyd never hurt. That's crazy. He never hurt Canelo. No, he never had Canelo. If you mean hurt, like he never had Canelo, like he was about to get knocked out. No, that's not how Floyd fights. Floyd embarrassed this. Bro, before I gotta go feed my dogs. I didn't realize it's 8:30. My dog's looking at me, both of them looking at me like, what the hell wrong with you, daddy? I gotta go feed my dogs. But let me show you this. Floyd embarrasses you. Floyd embarrassed Canelo. So Floyd hurt his spirit. That's what I'm saying. Of course, he didn't have him hurt like he's gonna knock him out. That's not Floyd's game plan. And we just had a conversation about this, Marcos. You could be equally impressive in fights and not knock somebody out. Knockouts are the only way to look good in a fight. You could be dominated and not lose by knockout. Come on, man. We watch boxing or what, Marcos? We watch boxing, right? Come on, man. I know we watch boxing around here, man. You don't have to knock somebody out to look impressive. Come on, man. Thank you, Jensen. Thank you, Jensen. Come on, bro. Look at this. We gonna watch this, and I'm gonna go feed my dogs. This is not a. Let me move my face so y'all can see. You can see this. Hold on. Come on, bro. What is this? Did you see what he just did right there? He didn't. Canelo didn't touch him. You talk about Floyd didn't hurt him. Canelo didn't touch him. Look at this. Look at this. So you can say Floyd didn't hurt Canelo. Canelo didn't touch Floyd. Stop it, bro. Stop it, bro. So you can say that Floyd didn't hurt Canelo. Well, Canelo didn't touch Floyd. How about that? So he damn sure ain't hurt him. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's how it went for 12 rounds. Come on, bro. We watch boxing around here, man. You know that. But yeah, man, I gotta go. I'm gonna go feed my dogs, and man, I'm having too much fun talking this boxing, man. Bro, Pac versus Mayweather was the most boring mega fight. I could understand that. I disagree, but I could understand that sentiment. It couldn't have been boring for me because I love boxing so much that just because it was two big dogs fighting, I love Pacquiao, I love Floyd. Those are arguably my 1 and 2 favorite fighters, man. And so when they met in that ring, just the energy and the ambiance surrounded by the event, it couldn't be boring for me. So I know I'm a little biased in that. I could understand how, I'm not going to say you're wrong, Marcos, because I could understand how it wasn't exciting because there was no knockouts, there was no knockdowns, there wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Nothing outrageous transpired, but to me it was a boxing clinic, and I loved it because I never bet against Floyd. I think Floyd could do anything in that boxing ring, but I was nervous. I was like, man, he gonna have to work for this one. I thought Pacquiao. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to outbox Pacquiao in the way he did. So it wasn't boring to me. But I can understand how someone thought it was boring though. And so you're not wrong for that, in my opinion. Floyd didn't beat Canelo like Ryan B. Haney, bro. You don't have to. It's called boxing, not knockout kings. You don't have to knock somebody out to win, bro. And you don't have to knock somebody down to win. I agree. Floyd didn't beat Canelo like in the manner in which Ryan beat Haney. But what does that mean, that it wasn't dominant because it wasn't the same? That doesn't make sense. Looks like we have a blindfolded boxing fan. Hey, Jansen. Hey, you know what's crazy, Marco? Jansen beat the hell out you like Ryan did Haney. You better fight back. Jansen beating the hell out you right now in the chat.
Let him get up. Fight back, nigga. Fight back.
He beating the hell out you, man. You better fight back, bro. You better roll with the punches. Jansen beating the hell out you right now. Boxing needs KOs. We need wars in the ring. I mean, I respectfully disagree, but I'll be lying. I like KOs. It's like basketball, right? When I watch basketball, you better believe I want to see LeBron dunk on somebody. But I also appreciate Steph Curry shooting from half court and making threes from anywhere too. You know what I'm saying? So the correlation I'm making is that, yes, I appreciate when Gervonta Davis knocks out somebody, but I also appreciate when Lomachenko outboxes somebody too. They're two completely different styles, but it's all boxing, baby. You know, but of course I like knockouts are like slam dunks and alley-oops. Of course I want to see that. That makes me jump off my seat. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Of course. But I'm not necessarily unsatisfied or dissatisfied if that doesn't transpire, you know? I can enjoy boxing without seeing a knockout. Ryan saved boxing last night. Saved boxing? Nah, boxing wasn't dead, man. Come on, man. 2024? 2024 is arguably, for me, bro, this year of boxing has been great, and it's only April. Man, you're crazy, bro. Boxing has been great, bro. Bro, did you just see what just happened in Japan? You had Takuma Inoue versus Joran Ancajas. This is all the same night. You had Junto Nakatani versus Alejandro Santiago. And you had Kosei Tanaka versus who did Kosei Tanaka fight? Dang. Balakajas or something. Balakajas? Something. But it was 3 world titles. That was great. Even the women been going crazy. We just see Seniesa Estrada versus Yokatsu Valle. That was a good fight. We about to have Beterbiev and Bivol. We just saw Francis Ngannou come out the MMA world and almost beat Tyson Fury. Then we saw Anthony Joshua restore order in boxing and knock Francis Ngannou on his ass. Are you crazy, bro? Save boxing. Boxing has been great this year. You're crazy, bro. You're crazy, bro. We just saw Ray Ford. Look what Ray Ford just did to Odebek. Ray Ford just had that, which I think that was probably the fight of the year so far. I think Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney is the upset of the year so far. But Ray Ford versus Odebek, I can't remember his last name now. That 12th round stoppage at the last second, that was great. Yeah, you're crazy. You're crazy, Marcos. The boxing generation now adopt Floyd style facts. If you want a war, go watch Mexican fighters. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's other wars too. You know, like even I know this is not a big guy, but Israel Madrimov versus Kubranov. The guy Madrimov, he just won the title at 154, junior welterweight, junior middleweight. Excuse me. That was a good fight while it only lasted 5 rounds, but it was a good fight while it lasted. Floyd is my go-to. He barely loses rounds. Right, in his fights against Hall of Fame champ. Thank you. His resume is impeccable. He has Hall of Famers on his resume, man. What are we doing? He has multiple Hall of Famers on his resume, man. Multiple all-time greats, bro. He has Miguel Cotto, who's a Hall of Famer, on his resume. And when I say resume, not just his boxing records. Records is your win-loss, but his resume, I'm talking about the accolades associated with his accomplishments, you know what I'm saying, and his fights. Sugar Shea Mosley, another Hall of Famer. Pacquiao, another Hall of Famer, arguably one of the greatest of all time. Juan Manuel Marquez, another Hall of Famer. You see what I'm saying? All these people Floyd fought. He fought Canelo, who's a GOAT, who's a face of boxing right now, currently today. Floyd Mayweather fought him too. Come on, man. Not to mention he fought Zab Super Judah. What are we doing? Come on, bro. You gotta really know boxing. You coming here, man. I'm not saying that Floyd has to be everybody's GOAT. He's definitely my GOAT. I'm not saying he has to be. I understand some people like Ali. Ali's a GOAT too. Rest in peace. Julio Cesar Chavez. He's also another GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao's also another GOAT. There's plenty of GOATs. There's plenty of people that are up for GOAT consideration. You know? Sugar Ray Robinson. You know, depends on how far back you want to go. You know? There's a whole bunch of people now, but Floyd for me, that's the man right there. You know, and same with Canelo. Canelo has a trilogy with Triple G. He had to fight for every single one of G's, every G in Gennady Gennadovich Golovkin's name. Gennady Gennadovich Golovkin. They had to fight for every single G in his name. Come on, man. Canelo's great, man. Of course, we want to see him fight Benavidez. I want to see him fight Benavidez. But Canelo's an all-time great with or without Benavidez. His legacy is established. He fought Floyd. He fought Cotto. He fought Sugar Shea Mosley. If you want to say that they're past their prime on the decline, hey, you can't help when you're born. He fought an undefeated Austin Trout. They're both at the top of their games. They're both undefeated prospects at the time they fought. I do think that Erislandy Lara beat him, though. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Erislandy Lara was robbed against Canelo. I will say that. As much as I like Canelo, I thought Lara beat Canelo. But I think he should have one more loss. But he challenged himself and went up and fought Bivol, even though he lost. He fought Kovalev, the Crusher. Granted, Kovalev wasn't exactly the Crusher at the point when they fought. He was also on the decline because Andre Ward already beat him, but he's still a light heavyweight. You got to respect it, man. Canelo fights good fighters, bro. And he puts on good shows. Pac, Marquez, Barrera, De La Hoya, Morales, most entertaining fighters I watched when I was a kid. Ooh, those are some good ones. Juan Manuel Marquez is one of my favorite fighters, man. I actually have a picture. He's on the Engineers to the Streets on the intro. You see me with a picture with him. I had Pacquiao's autograph. I met Pacquiao. Man, I was sitting in the limo with Pacquiao. Pacquiao invited me into his limo when I was in Vegas, and I met Pacquiao and signed 2 gloves. I was the only person there who he gave 2 autographs because I told him my homeboy couldn't make it. I wanted to bring something back from my homie who couldn't make it, and he signed both of my gloves. So shout out to Pacquiao, man. Let me show you real quick. This is Juan Manuel Marquez right here. I know y'all don't pay attention to this stuff.
From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet.
Yeah, Roy Jones too. Look.
Hot takes, we bring the heat. It's so cold, we're about to freeze. Go.
Look, that's Juan Manuel Marquez right there. You see that guy right there in the red shirt? That's Juan Manuel Marquez. Me and him were on the ssame flight. I met him at the airport. That's Juan Manuel Marquez right there, man. Come on, man. I really rock with boxing, bro.
We're Florida boys.
That's Tommy Hitman Hearns right there. Y'all gotta pay attention to my intro,
takes,
man.
we bring the heat.
That's Terrence Crawford right there. I have his autograph for Terrence Crawford. That's Terrence Bud Crawford right there, signing that glove. It's my homeboy with Terrence Bud Crawford. That's me and Roy Jones right there, my other homeboy.
Roy Jones is cool as hell.
The culture, the engineers to the
Internship. But I have plenty other pictures too. Yeah, man. So I just love boxing, man. I got admiration. I respect all the fighters, even the ones that they call tomato cans and bums. You step in that ring, man, you a warrior to me. Not saying that everybody, some demonstrate more heart than others. Some are way better than others, but I think there's some people that are bums or whatever. But I think those terms are overused, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with me as always, man. Please don't forget to like the video. I love y'all for real. I appreciate y'all kicking it with me, man. It means a lot. You know, we're gonna remember we go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might start going live more often. I mean, I do go live on sporadically too, like on days if I have something to talk about. You know, I'll go live like today. You know, I don't just want to go live every day and have nothing to talk about. So if there's people here to talk, that really turns me up too. You know, and I have stuff to talk about. So. Yeah, man. So shout out to Ryan Garcia. I also go live I provide boxing live boxing commentary for every boxing event, even on Tuesday in Japan. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. So even on Tuesday in Japan at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'll be here. You know, good Lord willing, man. As long as God bless me with another day, I love to watch boxing, man. It's really fun pastime for me, man. Especially as an amateur boxer when I used to box, I really love the sport. So. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all kicking it, man. Jansen, you be easy. Shout out to everybody that newly subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate it as well. Hopefully I'll catch more of you, man. Remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we are nothing. I appreciate y'all. Catch you on the flip side. We out. God bless. Peace. The doctor's out.
From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.